Boom! We're back. Episode number 162. A new season!
Yeah,
a new season!
No, actually...
A new season.
No, actually, next time there will have been.
You will have seen James Harden, Russell Westbrook play basketball together.
You will have seen James. Yo, I might faint
against a bunch of people that are too small to defend them.
I might.
So it's gonna look amazing. It's gonna look godly.
Nah, have you seen like the video from their practices? Like I've been
I don't want to see no video from the practices.
Bro.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see James Harden practice. I mean, him against Daniel House. Okay.
Nah, bro.
That's not impressive to me.
Nah, bro. It was one play.
Ryan Anderson on their second team now. That's not impressive to me.
Nah, I think Ryan Anderson does help though. Like the one weird thing about the Rockets is like they're predicated off like shooting, but I feel like they've had too many like shooters through the years, like actual like real shooters. And I think Ryan Anderson does help because he's like a legitimate shooter.
I mean, obviously you let him go because of the money that he was.
Yeah, the money with that money was crazy.
$31 million.
Yeah, it was insane.
Damn near max.
It was wild.
Stupid ass contract. But a brand new NBA season. A brand new Hoops and Brews graphic, brand new Hoops and Brews intro. Talk to the people a little bit about what your inspiration was behind the new design that everybody's currently looking at. Now, I will say this. The way that we work is when we do stuff like this, we sit together and we make all the stuff together in terms of how we do it. So usually I will sit and make some graphics, then I'll send them to you, or you will come sit with me and we'll make the graphics, and that's how we did it. This year I was like, Pavy, I want you to control how the graphics look. Send me a creative brief. So tell the people what your brief was, and then I'll talk to them a little bit about why the design looks the way it looks.
My brief was kind of like, like a 70s type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like a lot of, even with furniture, I realized like I like a lot of like just like retro looking things and things from like the 60s and 70s as far as like the color designs. I just think the color designs back then were cooler, kind of. I think like the colors were a little bit more just classic. And there was this painting I saw that I actually went in my room. It's a painting of the old form. It's like I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain jumping for a tip-off. Like I like the way the form, like logo and floor was designed. I felt like all the old floors and uniforms, they were colorful.
Yeah.
Like, but they looked fun. Yeah. It's like it looked like you go here and you have fun. Like even I'm thinking about this ABA team, the team that. Oh, the St. Louis. I think it was St. Louis Spirit. They had like the orange and white uniforms. Yeah. Like it just to me looked fun. So I always wanted the new set to kind of look fun, and look retro, but at the same time look a tad bit futuristic. So like it wasn't like we was trying to like throw it all the way back into like whatchamacallit. And also I kind of like the Will Ferrell movie Old School? Yeah.
No, it's not Old School. It's called Semi-Pro.
Semi-Pro.
Yeah. Semi-Pro. Go check that out. Andre 3000 is in that movie. He is? Yes, he is. Okay. He plays one of the players. He's one of the main characters in that movie.
I haven't seen the movie in so long. I just kind of like know what the feel of it was. Okay. It was like it was like what NBA in the 70s, or the ABA in the 70s, the basketball team in the 70s.
It was before the NBA ABA merger. It was about a team called the Flint Tropics. Yeah. And they were like an ABA team, and
whose uniforms were hella dope too.
Yeah. Jackie Moon. Shout out to Jackie Moon. And he like no. Jackie Moon was the name of the character. Okay, Jackie Moon. And Jackie Moon owned the team, and he had basically a pop hit song called "Love Me Sexy." Yeah. And then he bought the team with his royalties. Yeah. But he was like a terrible owner. Yeah. So he tried to make the NBA with his ABA team, and then like Andre 3000 was on it. It's a good movie. It's a lot of A-list actors in that movie. Go watch that movie.
Well, anyway, so I kind of took my inspiration from all of that, and so hopefully you guys see the set, you like the set. If you don't, it's my fault. If you do, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And from my perspective, the new logo and all that stuff was just about taking his ideas, but also like keeping it within kind of what we do. Ever since the first design, with like the 1.0 design, was when you saw both of the shit scrolling at the same time fast all across the top of the video. Like ever since then, I was like, I gotta incorporate an NBA court into every one of the sets. So even the NBA court outlines. So I took some NBA court outlines. I made a 3D set. So the thing that's below, it looks like a basketball court in 3D. but it's also, you know, it's meant to look like a chess set almost. You know what I mean? Like a game that we both talking about. Both sides of it. Tried to make sure that everything had much more of a new feel. We redesigned the logo. I redesigned the logo. Instead of the beer, the classic beer mugs, we got the H&B light beer cans now. That's 7% alcohol. So when we get these made, they gonna be like, yo, this is your light beer. Like, yeah, you don't want to try a heavy one. The heavy one gonna put you on your ass. That's a 10%. You got to drink that like wine.
Brian had a 10% beer in a minute.
Yo, we got to have an H&B stout. We got to have an H&B light and an H&B stout one day.
All right.
Cool, but I'm going to make my stout better. I want my stout to be more like fruitier notes instead of that heavy coffee type shit.
That boy, stouts is...
Yeah, them shits is crazy.
Man, bro.
Exactly. So, anyways, I'm glad that we have the new graphics for the new season. It's just dope to be able to, every year, to like refresh it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like really refresh it. Like I think this is technically the 4th iteration of how this look. The first one was the black and white one. The second one was like the one with the court that was like kind of a little perspective wise. The last one was the red one, obviously, which I like the red one, but it definitely, in terms of just like overall, like the keep up of like that graphic and even managing it, it just felt like a lot of work. Because like things had to be titled specifically in a specific manner, a specific length. Versus the new design, I like it. It's beautiful. It's bright. Like and that's what I fuck with about it. So hopefully, Hoops and Brews, now has a little bit more of a brighter feeling, a happier feeling, which is what Pavy was going for. Shout out to Pavy. Major congratulations to Pavy and what he did with the graphics, in terms of the design. And hopefully, you guys like the 3-dimensional, the design aspect of it. But New Horizons. Speaking of New Horizons, our first NBA Media Day we've ever covered.
Well, what were your thoughts? Well, no, actually,
I just talked. You go ahead.
Well, it was your first Media Day in general, so I want to get like your thoughts, because I mean, obviously, like Sparks isn't like the NBA, but still, like they had a Media Day, so I've kind of like
what, a fifth of that.
I mean, obviously, the NBA...
Like of everything, the size, the...
Nah, I mean, obviously the NBA has more resources, obviously, so, I probably would say there were, obviously bigger outlets there. It was set up a little bit different.
Were there really? I disagree with that much. I think it was the same kind of... I think it was bigger reporters from different outlets. The Athletic was still there. I'm sure ESPN was still there. I'm sure CBS was still there.
I'm not 100% sure ESPN was there.
Really?
I don't know if ESPN was there. And obviously, like, NBA TV wasn't there and things like that. Now, they had the news.
Okay.
Excuse me. They had, like, Spectrum was there.
Okay.
But I can't say if ESPN was there. I can't guarantee that for sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Right.
Now, I think the biggest thing probably there is probably, like, the news. Spectrum.
Okay.
Spectrum was there. So that one, the WNBA, when they gave you a little bit more access, obviously, like, they would, shout out to Eli, who was the PR person for the Sparks.
Yeah.
They would give you a little bit more access
on Twitter.
Yeah, Coach Horowitz. So you could like go up and like talk to the players. So the NBA one wasn't as much access.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I mean, like, I feel like even those events, the way it was, because it was really, really intimate as far as like the media, like everybody was pretty much in the same area. Like whether you was,
whether he was Chris Haynes,
or whether he was Mona Shelburne or me. So you can pretty much walk up to anybody.
Or me.
Or you. It's really, really close quarters, which I actually like. I feel like the clip, now granted, I don't know what
we in the big leagues now. I don't know if y'all know that.
I don't know.
In the big leagues.
Now, I don't know what the Lakers one was like. I can't speak to it. Yeah. I wasn't there, but I feel like Clippers in general. Granted, I've never been doing the Lakers, so I can't shoot. But this is just me outside looking in. I feel like the Clippers is always more of a family environment in general.
I just think the Clippers is a much smaller organization.
Exactly.
You're talking about one of the most historic organizations, so it's going to be a lot of people in general.
That's why...
If you're the Lakers, I don't think you can have the intimate feel because it's going to command attention. Like, I don't... And this is no slight to the Clippers, but I don't know how many, okay, I'll put it this way. When LeBron came last year and when Anthony Davis this summer, right? Mm-hmm. You saw all types of international media. It was like 500-600 plus media members. I didn't see that many international media members there today. People that looked like they was from all over the world. Like it looked like a lot of like usual sports affiliate places, but not like a ton of like worldwide spectacle. And I think that's part of like it's part of the Lakers, but also part of like you have to think about who they acquired with LeBron James. So LeBron is like a different. LeBron is got more star power than that whole Clippers team combined.
I mean,
you know what I mean? So it's just a different level. So if you the Lakers, you can't really make it feel that way. But if you the Clippers, that should be what you want to bank your thing off of.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as obviously the Lakers, big organization, they can't do that. I feel like everything with the Clippers is more of a family vibe. Yeah. It's like when you walk in, you see reporters like that. Like I see mad people from the Sparks. You see people, and it just feels more like a home environment. And with that, I think that carries over into the team. Yeah. Even like the one thing today, just observing the press. Like, I feel like this media day this year has been very, very interesting. Like, even I know I watched Kyrie's and like the Nets, and I thought what Kyrie said was beautiful and eloquent. And no, I did, and I'll like get into that later. But like, I thought what he said was beautiful and eloquent. Not so much about the KD stuff, which was dope, but just about him and his situation life wise last year. But bringing it back to the Clippers. One thing I noticed just, sitting back and listening to what everybody said is I think that, and even PG alluded to it, he said, like, it feels like a close-knit group already and we haven't even rolled the balls out. Yeah. I think that everybody's personality just fits. I feel like the main thing when you bring in superstars is like you have to worry about will the personalities work. And I think that the two guys they brought in, like, I think Kawhi is talkative, but as far as like being like a rah-rah guy, I don't think Kawhi is the biggest like rah-rah guy. I think Kawhi like goes out there on the court and leads by example.
Can I interject slightly? I forgot who it was, but one of those players.
I think it was Pat Bev said he talks a lot.
No. One of those players said, "Man, like people don't know this about Kawhi. Like Kawhi's funny as hell." Yeah, and he literally said funny as hell. I think that I can't remember. It might have been Pat. It might have been Pat Bev.
Pat said
that. Pat Bev from the crib, bro. If you from the crib. If you meet somebody, you determine if they're a lamb or not based on if they can take a joke or if they can make a joke. So if Pat Bev, if you come in and not just because you the star guy, but he talking about your humor and like how funny you are, that instantly shows me that Kawhi is one of those guys where, as you said, it's not about that. I also just think sometimes you don't have to talk that much to be a leader.
You don't.
You really don't
have to talk a lot.
You don't. Like, I'm a talkative motherfucker because that's just who I am. But some people don't need to talk that much to be a leader. You really don't.
It's just that there are many ways to lead, and I think one of the biggest one, even over that, is just going out there and performing.
Even Pop, I don't think Pop is the most loquacious guy. He's not the most talkative fella in the world. Yeah. He might be privately. Yeah. But when you're talking about entertainment, which is what all this is, and entertaining people and promoting your sport. He's not a very talkative individual, but if you get him behind closed doors, he might be one of the funniest people you've ever met. Yeah. And I've never personally met Pop. But Kawhi, if Pat Bev is making jokes about that, because honestly, who's the leader of this Clippers team last year?
Pat Bev.
So if he comes in and you immediately ingratiate yourself with him, everybody else gonna fall in line.
I mean, I just think that all of the personalities just fit. I think that because like the main thing I was worried about, being in the Clippers locker room last year was that like I felt like they were the closest thing to like a college team that you would get and like on like the professional level. I still feel like this year they're gonna be like mad cool, mad chill. Like obviously it's gonna be a little bit more media, maybe like a couple things might change, but as far as like the total dynamic of the locker room changing, I don't think it will. I even think it was cool like how the Clippers even sent the guys up there to the press conference. You send Kawhi up there with Lou Will.
Yeah, I do.
And you send Paul
that was
George
my only real
Trez.
issue with the day. I would have preferred to have the two stars together.
You would have, but see, that already is something right there where it's like a positive break the team up. So you're gonna send Kawhi and Paul George up there as like the new guys to kind of alienate them from everybody else,
But you're not alienating them though.
I feel what you're saying.
Are the star. They are the star attraction. And don't get me wrong. We still got to see both of them.
I feel what you're saying.
But it's a different dynamic of seeing like. But also, did LeBron and AD go up together? No, they didn't.
No,
right?
They didn't.
So okay, so from that perspective, I understand.
Everybody with the Lakers, I think, went up by themselves.
Yes, but also, so from that perspective, I would have rather them have gone singularly or I understand. I understand. It's built for chemistry, but as a media member, somebody who's watching this, I would much rather see Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in the same press conference.
You would, but that's not how they do things with the Clippers.
I know.
That's how you do things with other organizations.
I understand.
That's not how they do things. Like even you can tell the contrast between personalities from Lou Will and Kawhi. Like Kawhi don't want to sit up there and talk all day. Lou don't want to sit up there and talk all day. But sometimes Lou would answer a question for Kawhi. Like you would see Kawhi point to Lou like, yo, you got it. And you would see, like, when even PG had to talk for like hours, and then Trez was like, yo, thank you for asking Trez a question, bro. I was tired of talking. Yeah. Like I think that just like the whole cast of guys they have, bands together really, really well. Like you don't have anybody who I even think sending who they sent Pat up there, but they sent Pat up there with.
I don't know.
Landry.
We got it on your thing.
Landry.
It's
Pat,
literally in your queue.
Like Pat went up there with Landry. I feel like as far as talkative guy, I think Pat's probably the most talkative guy on the team.
Yeah.
Like as far as like who you gonna hear in the locker room talking, I think it's Pat. Everybody else would chime in when they got something and then kind of whatever. I think everybody else is really chill, and Pat's like the super energetic one of the bunch. And I feel like the rest of them are kind of like chill.
Yeah,
like
even Lewis said, I don't know how we gonna keep Pat quiet. Like they were talking about, he's like, I don't know how you keep Patrick Beverly quiet.
That's
like,
his role though.
Yeah, I love it.
That, but like that's like
I love it.
That's his role. So I think that
love it.
So even from before we get to like the X's and O's of it, I just like the dynamic and the makeup of their team, and that was the one thing that I was kind of like wondering about, especially Kawhi coming off who he is now.
Yeah.
Now obviously now you're not saying that changes you or anything, but just with the cash that he comes in with, like, I mean that's an unprecedented thing in NBA history. You talking about a player winning a championship and leaving. Like Bron didn't even do that. Bron was coming off championship losses and then left, but he was still LeBron. But you're talking about a player went somewhere, had a historical, magical playoff run, leaves. So many players, if they walk into a media day, they wouldn't even want to be up there with nobody else. They would want to be up there by themselves. Yeah. So I think it says a lot about Kawhi that he didn't even mind sharing the spotlight with Lou.
I mean, yeah, but also Kawhi. But I think the other reason why they did that was because Kawhi is a talkative individual, and I think from that perspective, if you put him and Paul George in a press conference, and more Paul George talking, people really want to hear from Kawhi. Whereas if you do put him with a Lou Williams is a very eloquent speaker, and as being one of the guys for the Clippers last year. Learned to be the lead spokesman for the team. Like Pat Bev wasn't the main. Like Pat Bev might have been the leader, but Lou Will and Montrez were the main voices. You know what I mean? And Doc. So from that perspective, you put Kawhi up there with one of the main voices of the team from last year. Even if Kawhi, who I remember, like I've said it a million times for media day, if I got a chance to ask Kawhi a question, I was gonna ask him what some of his favorite words were. Now, albeit I wasn't gonna ask that in the middle of a media day press conference because that would have been kind of like, why you asking it? But if I personally ever get a chance to talk to Kawhi, I'm gonna ask that man what are some of his favorite words. I swear to God, I'm not joking.
I mean, and even if you like think about just the locker room when you walk into it next year. It's gonna be a lot of people that like you can talk to. A lot of people are gonna have voices. Landry's gonna have a voice. Pat's gonna have a voice. Lou's gonna have a voice. Trey's gonna have a voice. PG's gonna have a voice. Kawhi's gonna have a voice. So even like when Jim Boylan talked about like a leadership committee, and everybody like laughed at it. I think you could realistically have some like Doc like, all right, I'm gonna walk out of here. Y'all figure it out. Yeah. And they could sit there in the locker room, talk it out like men, have like a leadership committee. Everybody's opinions are, respected and valued, and we go and we figure out issues together. Yeah. And I think the good part about it is they're all veterans. I think that all of them are, because that's even something that Kyrie talked about in his Brooklyn press conference, was about being at the point in your career where, winning is the most important thing to you. I think that we'll get to it. I think that everybody on the Clippers is at the point in their careers where like they just want to win. The only person who's really won is, if I'm not mistaken, Kawhi. Paul George hasn't won a ring. Pat Bev hasn't won a ring. Lou Will hasn't won a ring. Kawhi and Doc. Guys have. Kawhi and Doc. So I think you can talk about a very hungry veteran team where it's like, yo, we've done everything we possibly could by ourselves. Literally everything. I think PG by him, like the only thing left is MVP, but you've been top 3 MVP candidate.
I don't think it's everything. PG has never been to a finals.
But listen, that's a team accomplishment.
I don't care about winning.
Listen. That's not.
Let me talk. I disagree with that. Let me look. No, but this is what the basis of this show is built off of. I disagree with that telling me that's a team accomplishment. Because if it's a team accomplishment, then I don't want to hear nothing about Mike with the 6 rings. So go ahead. You can say but it's not. It's a team and an individual accomplishment. Bro, that's not winning a ring is a team and individual accomplishment.
Listen,
you're a liar.
That's not why we consider Michael Jordan to go. What I'm saying is that's not the full reason why. It's one of the reasons why, but it's not the full reason why.
Bro, if Michael Jordan never won a title, he would not be the GOAT.
Listen.
Would he be the GOAT if he never won a title?
No.
Okay then, so stop it, bro. Don't tell me it's a team accomplishment. It's a team and an individual accomplishment.
But look, here it goes. If you talk about Mike up until 1991, Michael Jordan had done everything as an individual. Just like, and when you talk about accomplishments, winning MVP, winning Defensive Player of the Year, being in the multiple All-Star games, he had done
They ain't done that, none of them yet.
I think that Paul
George... He's been on the cusp. He ain't done none of that yet.
But listen.
Kawhi ain't won MVP.
He hasn't, but Kawhi, the thing about it is he's had, 2 finals MVPs? I think all of them have, for the most part, done about as much as you can do by yourselves. So I think that they're all accomplished. Like, Kawhi a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
Paul George a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's better than Scottie Pippen.
Lou Williams, one of the best 6 men ever.
Not
right?
a Hall of Famer though.
But he's not a
Hall of Famer. Mad respect to Lou Will, but not a Hall of Famer.
Listen, I don't know if there's anything Lou Will can do to put himself in the Hall of Fame.
Go to Team USA and win gold, which I don't know
if he's going to
like that's about it.
But listen,
he can win a champion. Yeah,
that's not. No, he's not.
Low key, Lou could steal the Finals MVP. Listen, okay, I'll put it this way: if Lou Will has an Iggy moment, and steals a Finals MVP, he's a Hall of Famer. Iggy not, but Lou Will is a Hall of Famer. Go ahead.
I don't think he is, regardless.
Yes, he is. Go ahead.
But listen, Lou Williams, for being drafted in the 2nd round, straight out of high school, staying in the league 13, 14 years, winning 3 straight 6 Man of the Year awards. He's pretty much accomplished everything he can accomplish as a basketball player. Patrick Beverly, from dropping out of Arkansas, going overseas, fighting for a spot, getting a 4-year, $40 million contract. He's pretty much accomplished everything he can accomplish as an individual player. So I think for all of these guys, they're all linking up at the time in their careers where it's like, you know what, we just want to win, bro. We done basically everything else we could do. The only thing we ain't done yet is win. Same with Mike in 1991. It's like the reason you can get Mike to buy in there is because Mike done everything else to do besides win. I done everything else, bro. Now let's go win. I done killed everybody. Can't nobody tell me I ain't hard. I'm a league MVP. You cannot tell me I'm not the best player in the league. I'm hands down that.
I'm gonna keep it G with you. James Harden could make the same statements, and I would be like, "No, fam."
About what?
About you can't tell me that I was a league MVP. Nah, fam.
It doesn't matter.
But all right, I let you talk for like 10 minutes about the Clippers. Now let me talk. First media day for me personally. Initial thoughts are, number one, the Clippers are an organization that continues to surprise me in terms of how just thorough they are. You know what I mean? And not even from a kissing their ass perspective, but as someone who works in, I swear to God, I think that's that man. Look at the question I said. I swear to God, I think that's bro. That's like that's gotta be bro. That's gotta be bro. That's gotta be him under a fake name. I swear that's bro. I swear that's bro.
Why?
Cause it like who like what? It just shout out to Mr. Jumpman 49. We gonna discuss your question a little bit later, but I feel like that's bro. I feel like that's bro under one of his burner accounts, but we gonna continue. But my first impressions of the Clippers media day was, to be quite honest, I was just really impressed at how thorough the Clippers organization was as an organization, and not even thinking about specific in terms of media day. Me, I've worked in digital entertainment. I've managed YouTubers. I've managed actors. I've had actors on Emmy-nominated shows. I've had actors on HBO shows. I've managed YouTubers with millions of subscribers. I've worked at digital companies that have sold for hundreds of millions of dollars. So I know how a digital media infrastructure works. When I walked inside of their practice facility and I saw that every single person had their own station, but also a television with their station, I was like, wow, this is very interesting. Like, if I'm working on a laptop, cool, everybody sit next to each other, but we all got a television in front of us, so if we want to watch something or we want to keep an eye on what the news coverage is that's going on in the locker room, like, we're right here, and everything is set to its individual thing. It's a very intimate practice facility in terms of the area in which we enter. You can tell that's probably an area where they hold a lot of the coaches' press conferences, like after the practices. Kind of beside that little backdrop, right? Yeah. And then you walk into the practice facility. It's not a huge practice facility, but it's a very spacious practice facility.
It's pretty big, bro.
Yeah, but I'm kind of thinking about just like kind of how big I feel like the Lakers facility might be compared to that one. It just felt, but also with the media day thing is like when you walked in, you were only restricted to a small area. So in the Lakers facility, it might have been a different type of area style. So maybe I might have been able to see more of what was there. But based off my first impressions, so when I walk in, you walk in to the right, I see all of the NBA photo booths. I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I see Getty Images, I see ESPN, I see SportsCenter. And I'm like, okay, this makes sense. So like, if you're a big entity, you buy in to promote this stuff and do all this stuff, and then you get your slot, right? And then even seeing the young guys, they were the first ones to come out and do their pictures, right? And with the team, with the ball and the NBA and stuff like that, a lot of the young guys, they came out. I have footage of Pat Bev talking to one of the rookies. I think his name was Mann. M-A-N-N or M-A-A-N.
Terrence Mann?
Yeah, Terrence Mann. I think that's him.
I think that's
he was, not smiling in his pictures. Pat Bev is standing next to him. Hey, boy, smile in your pictures. Smile. Come on, bust a smile. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I look for more than I look for, like, the camaraderie with the big guys. Because for a guy like Pat Bev, I'm looking for him to still be the leader he was last year, this year, but with understanding that this is the other guy's team. And that's more so for me what it is about the ego of the other guys that aren't the stars more so than it is the stars being passive. Because you could be a star and be passive and like, yeah, I'm going to let everybody come up with me in media day because I want to look like a good guy. But when it comes to being on the court and having that leadership from man to man to man, you can still be a star and not feel like you're a part of the team. You saw what happened with Kevin Durant. He was a star but still didn't feel as a part of a team. So I feel like the stars know that they're here to stay. You Paul George, you Kawhi Leonard, ain't nobody, we're not getting traded. We're not leaving here. We're here to help take this franchise and hopefully finish our careers here in the new in the new center in Inglewood, right? The other guys, you all pieces. So if you Pat Bev, you got to stay here, but also you got to still make an impression as being a leader for everybody else that comes in. Because if you Pat Bev and your energy change because Kawhi and Paul George are there, the guys that's been there that's going to notice, and the new guys going to be like, this ain't the same Pat Bev I'm getting. So seeing Pat Bev talk to those young guys, seeing Trez come through, seeing Mo Harkless actually being there and like behind the scenes, behind the cameras, seeing him talk to people within the organization, laughing, joking, talking to Corey Maggette. That's the kind of stuff that I'm looking at for this organization that really lets me know that like everybody that's there is there to fill in a role. And I told you last year, the only thing they were missing was a go-to scorer. Now they have two of them, and they got two additional role players. So I think they'll be cool.
Yeah, I mean...
And I enjoyed the media day. I thought it was very, very good. I love having the amount of access that we have. Because when you get there, you realize that there really are only so many organizations there. So us being there, as just not from a reporter fan standpoint, just as like a piece of like people documenting history. Yeah. We are documenting history every day. Like we grew up watching programs like we make for people, even though it's at a smaller scale, on TV and being like, yo, this is cool. Now we can do this for the new generation, and we have access to that stuff. And for me, that's the dopest part, even more so than the players and all of the other stuff. Like, it's cool to see them, but I worked around entertainers. I help athletes start YouTube pages all the time, Twitter pages, Facebook pages. It's nothing to me. It's cool seeing, what I always wanted to see as a kid.
I'm here to absorb basketball knowledge and take over the world one day.
Yeah,
that's actually
I don't care about basketball knowledge.
No, I'm here to absorb basketball.
I don't care about basketball knowledge because all of this can be over tomorrow, and if it's over tomorrow, it's over tomorrow. I'm gonna live with the memories that I have of the things that I've seen and the things that I've experienced more so than it is me like seeking knowledge. But also like that's the difference. Is like I've just been around so many of these people in a professional business setting. When I see them in a business setting, I don't care about speaking to you. I don't care how many MVPs you won. I don't care if you was on the latest show. Like
I'm used to absorb basketball now.
No, I feel you. I feel you. But like it's two different things. For me, I'm here to make great content. Like that's been my thing since the start. Since the first day you saw me on the internet, I'm just here to make great content. It could be sports, it could be football, it could be any piece of content. I'm just here to make art, create shit. Hopefully one day y'all be able to tell y'all kids and y'all families about what we did, and the memory of me will live on through other people. Because at least with what we doing, like I said, documented history, like if you are a person in the future, when you search Paul George Media Day interview, Kawhi Leonard Media Day interview, it might be 20 videos that pop up, but we might be one of them 20 videos. And some kid might watch this in the future. And that's the kind of shit that keeps us going. So that's the kind of shit that I do it for, more so than the basketball knowledge. Like, I love basketball as a game, but like, that's all it is to me. It's just a game. You know what I mean? I love chess, but I'm not finna sit and watch somebody play chess. You know what I mean? It's just, but it's just a game to me. But I enjoy the entertainment of the game. Like even the Spence Porter fight, which you did a great job of covering last week with Cam.
Appreciate it, thank you.
I just enjoy the game of the fight. You know what I mean? Like before the fights, I didn't know anything about most of the people on that card. So like as we doing the interviews, hearing them talk, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. So when I'm watching it, I'm seeing the fights completely different than I would have had you not shot the content you shot with Dome and Cam. So I'm just like here to like, I just love the content. So it's just really dope. Shout out to the LA Clippers. Shout out to Kawhi, PG, the whole team. All of those guys are really dope guys.
Yeah, agreed. But, I mean, so moving off just Media Day. I mean, obviously we came from Media Day.
Yeah, we literally just left Media Day. So if you're watching this on Monday, Media Day was Sunday, but obviously you're seeing us on Monday. We literally just left Media Day. That's exactly why we're talking to Clippers as much as we are. But shout out to Eric Ramirez. He said, team you're most excited about for this season and why? Thank you for donating, Eric. We appreciate it. Let's go.
Team I'm most excited about this. Well, I got two teams. The Rockets. Obviously, like you guys know, Harden's one of my favorite players. Russell Westbrook is one of my favorite players. I thought that the Rockets had a really, really good team last year. I thought that I thought that they had a better team than the year before last year, and I think that now they have a better team than they had last year now.
Do they really? That's not even a hate question.
No, I know I do. I think that they had to kind of like restructure their team on the fly last season, and I think that having guys like Austin Rivers, who's still young, like people think Austin Rivers is like 32 years old. He's not. He's not even 30 yet. I like Austin Rivers. I still think Austin Rivers has mad potential, bro. Like I think that even when you could put, I think he's one of the better.
I'm sorry, they agree with me in the chat room about that being that person who I think it is.
Okay, I think he's one of the better isolation players that they have on the roster. Obviously, besides, I mean, I even told you last year in a lot of the series they should have gave Austin Rivers some of those ISOs and not Chris Paul.
And I never agree with that, but continue.
I think having him another year. I think having Daniel House another year. I think Capella being another year improved. I think that having EG another year. But he's locked in now. He knows he's not going anywhere. I think bringing Ryan Anderson back. That's some shooting that they did lose. I think that having Gerald Green on one more year. Like I'm just very, very excited to see what this basketball team does. And also, it's D'Antoni's last year on this deal. So if this don't work, the system and everything else might be completely different next year. So I'm very interested to see them, and also I'm very interested to see the Nets. I think that.
Of course you are.
Kyrie's press conference. I really, really enjoyed it. I sat back and I watched Kyrie's and I watched KD's press conference. You say cop and please, but this is when I try to always tell people like athletes are human too. It's like I've experienced death in the family. Hold on. Like
I didn't say anything. I was actually just my only caveat is regardless this aside from the death from the family part, it's the other parts that I have problems with Kyrie in terms of not the death in the family part. Go ahead.
I've experienced death in the family.
I'm saying before that.
But go ahead. So that when he says like I want to stay in Boston, then this happened and I maybe didn't handle things the right way. Like people act like what happens off of the court sometimes can have an effect on you on the court. Yeah. It can. So if I'm in a new city trying to figure things out. Also, there's a lot of things going on in the locker room anyway. Like he alluded to we're sometimes. It's the veteran teams usually every year that make deep runs in the playoffs. Yeah. Because they just know certain things. They just know how to win. You're still dealing with a very, very young team. He's very young. Kyrie's not even 28 years old yet. He's still very young. He's a young player trying to figure out how to be a leader while trying to figure out how to be a leader, dealing with my personal life, which I really respected. And I just think that he's in a situation now in Brooklyn. He just looks happy. He looked happier. He ain't looked that happy. I swear to God, in all my years of watching Kyrie interviews, I ain't never seen that man look that happy. I've never ever seen that. He looked.
My favorite part is just him and Kevin Durant talking about just texting each other and being we want to be. I'm like, as a Warriors fan, that shit made me sick. KD, if that was you, if you are Mr. Jumpman 49 who said TPJ dissing KD, calling him a beta and an ISO player, he was hyped when he was a big alpha going ISO on Bron in the last 2 minutes of the finals. That sound like Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. That sound like Kevin Durant talking in third person. I don't want the KD. If that is you watching this, if that is you, KD, if you are Mr. Jumpman 49, I don't want to hear it, bro. You left, bro. You came there. You stole 2 rings with my man's Wardell, and then you booked it to go hang out with your homies. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
But even still,
my God, KD, I still got mad love for you. Come sit down on the table. We will speak with you like men. But I ain't got no respect for it.
But even still, when he was talking, I felt like it was for one a life decision, and he just wants to play with his friends. Like, I think we all want to work with our friends and do things like that. They said it wasn't some huge thing. It's like, okay, we're at a point in our lives where, like, we can choose. Let's link up here. Let's go to the Nets. And also, I think that you hear, I think the main thing that you heard about the Nets in general was, like, they want to put their players first. They don't want to... Them as human beings comes before them as the basketball player. That seemed to be the main theme of the press conferences. That seemed to be Kyrie's main theme of the press conference.
Third eye, bro.
So I think that was something that was...
Put the X-Files music over this, the third eye, bros.
I think that was something very, very important for him. So again, I just loved what I heard out of Nets Media Day. I loved what Kyrie said. Kyrie looked happy. I love what KD said. I love what DJ said. So I feel like my two teams that I'm most excited to watch would be the Nets, because I'm excited about what Kyrie's going to do this year, and the Rockets. To answer your question, long-winded answer.
For me, my three teams to watch this year, number one would be the Golden State Warriors, as always. I mean, it is what it is. Stephen Wardell Curry is going to win his third MVP. I actually think Steph Curry is going to be the first person in history to win unanimous MVPs. Back to 2 unanimous MVPs. Okay. I think this year it will be undoubtedly the best season of his career. You told me he was better. You told me he was getting better last year.
Yeah, but he's not going to be unanimous MVP. The
yes,
reason why is
if the Warriors win 68 games, he ain't unanimous MVP. If he plays 74 of them, 75 of them, and he the best player on the team.
They win 68 games, sure. I don't think they're going to win 68 games.
We in here.
I don't think they're going to win 68 games.
Golden State never lost. Even when we lost, we was injured, so we never lost. Okay, we did lose. I was hurt for a while. I'm not gonna lie, and I criticized Steph. I just want y'all to know I'm not impartial. Am I impartial?
No, but you're irrational, Steve.
No, stop that. Am I impartial? I don't care about being irrational. Am I impartial?
No, but you're irrational.
Am I impartial?
No, but you're irrational.
Am I impartial?
No, but you're
I don't care about being irrational.
You're
we built this platform off of both of us being irrational.
You are extremely irrational.
We built this platform off of both of us being irrational.
You're very, very consistent.
You're very consistent.
But you're very irrational.
We are at 162 episodes.
But you are very irrational.
We are at 162 episodes.
You are extremely irrational. You're consistent.
I'm not irrational.
You are consistent in the irrationality.
Steph could have been better. Go be better.
Okay.
But when Steph win unanimous MVP this year, again, it ain't back to back. But 2-time unanimous MVP Stephen Curry. When it happens, remember I told you that.
He's not winning unanimous MVP.
It's happening. So the Warriors number 1. The Chicago Bulls number 2, because I think we're going to make the playoffs. And the third team I'm most excited to see this year is the LA Clippers, and that's only because hopefully we will be covering numerous games of the Clippers this year. So I'll be able to see it in person and speak with the guys after they play versus a lot of other times. Even last year, I had a job, so like you covered most of the games for the Clippers last year. I covered like at the end of the season toward the summer, but like I'm excited to, with as many games as we apply for as coverage, if we can get all of them. Imagine how much more basketball we both will have seen throughout a regular season, but also with the 2 caliber of players that they have. You know what I mean?
I'm just like with them.
So the Clippers are my third teams: Warriors, Bulls, and Clippers.
With the Clippers, I'm just excited to study defense. I think like with the WNBA, I just learned about like small things. Like just how much the small things matter in basketball.
Like setting the screen?
Yeah, like simple things like that. Like, yo, set the screen, bro.
Make some
contact, bro. But like the small things, because I think in the WNBA, the small things flare up more because they don't have the same level of athleticism. So the fact of you...
I saw Patrick Patterson walk past Chanel Gumaka. I was like, damn, the WNBA players are really that much smaller, because like amongst most women that are playing in WNBA, she looks like, tall. And then you see Patrick Patterson walk past, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
that dude is tall. Bro.
So, but like with the Clippers, I'm just excited to study defense. I think that when you look at it, they should set their sights on having one of the best defensive teams ever. There is no reason like when you talk about the '96 Bulls, they should have that level of defense.
I told you.
They should have that level of defense. Stop it.
What did I tell
Stop
you?
it.
What did I tell you?
I know what you're gonna say, but stop it.
What did I tell you?
But that's stop it.
No, but can you just say
you
what
say
I
it's
told
better, but no.
No, what did I tell you? Then who?
Scottie Pippen.
Exactly.
He's not better than Scottie Pippen.
96 Bulls.
He's not better than Scottie.
You told me LeBron and Kawhi would be Mike and Scottie 2.0. What? Explain to me why Kawhi and Paul George can't be Mike and Scottie 2.0.
I didn't say they couldn't be. My thing is this: I just don't think Paul George is better than Scottie Pippen. I think there's some things on the court he does better. I don't think he's a better basketball player than. Scottie Pippen. But regardless, I'm just excited to see them play defense. Like, that's why I'm so excited about this season in general.
Yeah.
Is because, like, I think everything is just a battle of styles, man. Like, I think if you're a team that is prioritizing scoring from the perimeter, like the Warriors, the Blazers, the Rockets, boy, you're gonna have a long series with the Clippers, dog. A long series with the Clippers.
It depends on the night.
It don't depend on the night.
Because if I'm the, I think the one thing that we saw from Clippers Media Day, which to me was the most alarming, was nobody really talked from the standpoint of I'm gonna be the primary point guard or ball handler, and that out of everything,
it isn't like nobody knew.
Nah, wait a minute, but let me finish. With the Lakers, it was about who's starting at point guard, right? But you have Rajon Rondo, you have LeBron James. According to the Lakers' first practice, it was Rajon Rondo, Danny Green, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and JaVale McGee starting at center, right? So you have a point guard. With the Clippers, Patrick Beverley is a good point guard, but he is not a distributor. He averages 4 to 5 assists a year. Paul George, 4 to 5 assists a year. Kawhi Leonard, 3.5 to 5 assists a year, right? You got Lou Will. He averaged 7 assists a game last year, but
I think it was 7.
I think it was 7. Google it. Seriously, I think it was 7. I think it was 7.1.
I think it was like 6 points.
Google it.
It wasn't.
I think it was 7.1.
That's not true.
Google it. It was
Googling it, but that's not. No,
it just came up. Lou
that's
Williams.
Not true.
Lou, yeah, click it.
I think it was 5 point. Yeah, it's 5.4.
Oh, it was 5.4. Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what the stats here. 5.4. So you got a bunch of guys that average 3.5 to 5.4 assists. My biggest concern was who's gonna hold the ball.
My thing is,
and not who's gonna hold the ball at the end, because we know we got 2 guys. Who's gonna hold the ball during the rest of the game?
My thing is this.
That's like, the biggest problem for the Clippers.
But here we go.
So like you talk about defense, I'm talking about.
But here we go. We talk about ball movement, and like most teams that point guards averaging 10 assists means you're doing a lot of holding the ball. And I think that the thing about the Clippers is they said it could be point guard by committee. I think Pat can take it someplace, and also don't sleep on this. I saw somebody bring this up in our comments. Landry Shamet. I think Landry Shamet.
They had someone asked about that. I can't remember which report.
I think Landry Shamet actually played point guard in college.
Yeah.
It's just that he gets to the pros. He's 6'3". It's like, okay, you know what? You're not so you're gonna play the 2. So I think Landry can run some point, and if Pat Bev say, yo, Landry could shoot. That's what we learned. So you know he could shoot last year, yeah, but not like this. All you need from your point guard is to be a guy who can hit a 3 and play defense. Also,
my only concern is Pat better be worried for his job.
But also,
because if Landry come in with that second unit one day that got PG and Kawhi in there, and they cooking.
See, but I don't think Landry's coming off the bench. I think the start lineup is going to be Pat Bev, Landry Shamet, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Zubac.
The projected start lineup is Patrick Beverley, Paul George, their shooting guard, Kawhi Leonard, JaMychal Green, and Zubac. That's the projected start line.
I would rather see Patrick Beverley, Landry Shamet, because you need that great shooter, especially with guys like Kawhi and Paul George on the floor. You need to open it up and make it where, you can't help off him, especially if Pat gonna be on the floor. Because even Pat said, like, if I'm scouting the team, I'm the one who I'm gonna leave open. So I gotta be able to make shots. So it's like you don't want it where you can help off too many people.
I disagree with that. I personally would go with Mo Harkless. I would personally go Patrick Beverley, Paul George at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Mo Harkless at the 4, Zubac at the 5.
What did Landry shoot last year?
I personally think that Mo Harkless will be a guy. I think what that does for you, if you the Clippers, you can switch 1 through 4, and I think that makes life a lot easier for you, especially when you play teams like the Lakers. When you play teams like the Lakers, you're gonna be having to deal with JaVale, and then you're gonna be having to deal with Dwight coming off the bench. If you a team like the Clippers, you're gonna need some size up front, you're gonna need to be able to switch 1 through 4 because the Lakers 1 through 4 can switch.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. Landry Shamet as a rookie shot 42% from 3.
How many threes a game? Sorry,
took 5. He took 6 when he got to LA and shot 45%. He took 5.
No. How many total threes did he take? Did he take over 100 in each place?
He took 400 threes combined.
No, how many in each year?
In each place, he took 245 in Philly and 151 in LA. You can't put that man Landry on the bench. I need that shooting. Like, he replaces JJ Redick. What they lost in JJ Redick, you bring in Landry. and Landry's a better defender than what JJ is. Like,
I'm
low
not
key,
upset with
like,
it. If Landry's who we think he is, cool.
Real quick, Landry's a 3-and-D guy. Like, Landry is a guy who's gonna chase you around screens. You even peep, and which is why I think
he played great defense on Steph.
Reason being why is because as opposed to Shay's not really used to coming around screens. I think Landry, being a shooter, knows how to like deal with that more often. So nah, man, I like Patrick Beverly, Landry Shamet, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, because even still that you can still switch 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Pat can guard up.
Yeah.
Landry can guard down. And then you put Zubac out there, and then you put Zubac out there, then you put JaMychal, you can switch 1 through 5.
My only caveat with this Clippers team is I think people putting a little too much faith in JaMychal Green.
Yeah, but how many minutes do you think JaMychal Green gonna play?
It depends on Zubac. Like
also you got Trez there too.
No, but listen, I don't look. I fuck with Trez, but fuck Trez when it comes to talking about winning. When we talking about winning, we talking about size. This year in the NBA, everybody's favorite question in media day was, "How do you feel now that there's no contender?" There's no contender because there's really no team in the NBA with real relative size up front other than the Lakers.
The Sixers.
Yes, but the only difference with that is, can Embiid and Horford play on the same floor at the same time? That is a big, like, a lot of people don't really understand that if that doesn't go well in Philly, Horford's going to get traded. They're going to trade him by the trade deadline. I'm not joking.
I think they'll be fine.
If I personally think they will be fine. But if you in the Western Conference, you thinking about size. JaMychal, to me, proved last year versus the Warriors that you can't leave him in a lineup in which you have to switch everything. Because even if he ends up on a guy like Draymond can drive and kick, and I didn't see that level of defensive playmaker from him that I needed to see. With Paul George, he had a torn labrum, right? So, okay, I understand it. We saw Alyssa Thompson, 2 torn labrums playing in the WNBA Finals. Like, that's wild, right? Kawhi was a little bit hobbled, but even Kawhi did a great job defending Giannis, did a great job defending whoever he was defending in the finals, which he really wasn't defending nobody, because that's exactly why. That's exactly why we never lost, but we lost.
Real quick. No, actually, he was guarding Draymond. Like man, he made Draymond's life hard.
I'm about to get up and walk off.
He made Draymond's life hard.
New set, new design. You about to get your first walk off.
He made Draymond's life hard.
I already got to go to the bathroom.
He made Draymond's life very hard.
Nobody cares about what.
Kawhi
locking down Draymond is like telling me Kawhi locking down Montrezl last year.
Because if you lock down Draymond, you throw off the offense.
Come on.
You throw off the timing of the offense. You do.
Kevin Durant went out there.
So what?
DeMarcus Cousins was barely out there.
Even more. If Draymond not having a good game, you throwing off the timing of the whole offense.
I'm not upset at that.
Even more.
I'm not upset at that. But I got to go to the bathroom. So because I got to go to the bathroom, make sure you mark this down in the notes. Talk to the people about your favorite basketball memory as a child. I'll be right back.
Favorite basketball memory as a child. I don't know, man. There's so many. Off top, I would probably have to say the Bulls going 72-10. I remember when they went 72-10 because I remember not 72-10. Yeah, 72-10 because I remember my grandmother actually. I remember her saying like, "Yo, them boys won 70 games. Them boys won 70 games." And then when their 70th game against Milwaukee, and I think being from a kid from Chicago, the Bulls are, especially if you grew up in the 90s or late 80s or whatever, the Bulls are like ingrained in like your childhood. And I think that's why you see so many, pure basketball fans in Chicago, because I mean, like, we won 6 rings in 9 years, and pretty much the only good thing that you knew about Chicago at that point in time was the Bulls. And I think that's why so many of us are basketball fans. Like, the playgrounds were full growing up playing basketball. That's probably the first memory I have. As a child, though, what else was a great memory as a child for me growing up? I want to say the Bron Pistons game when Bron scored the last 22 points. I think that was the first moment. So I think like that was the first moment when you was like, "Yo, this man Bron is here. Like, Bron is here."
You want to know the funniest part about that game? Was that I was in. That was a Miami game. Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
But no, I think that was the moment where you're like, yo, Braun was here. And my last favorite moment, the Malice at the Palace. I think everybody remembers what they were doing when granted, that's a like black stain.
See it, though.
You didn't see,
I didn't see it live. I saw afterwards when I turned on the game and they're like, yeah, the game was on. I'm like, why the game?
Bro, tell me why my cousins went to that game but left before like it happened.
Why they leave?
Because it was a blowout.
Yeah.
So they was like, yeah, we trying to beat traffic. And they get on, turn on the radio like, there was a fight at the Palace. But like, bro, I remember it was a Friday night.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm like ESPN, I'm like 13 years old, so ain't nobody going out. Yeah. So I'm just sitting watching this game on my like 13-inch TV that my grandma had in like one of the rooms in the house. And I just see like Ron Artest hopping the crowd. I'm like, yo, is this really fucking happening? And when you 13, everything is lit. It's a fight. So you're like, yo, this is like the game was mad boring, but the fight was like, yo, this is fucking lit, bro. You don't really understand the magnitude of like what just happened. Yeah. Cause you're like, yo, this is a great fight. Like, yo, this is wow, this is amazing. You laughing the whole time, hella excited. It made the NBA actually more lit to you. That somebody got to hooking. And then like the fucking Jermaine O'Neal punch, bro. Oh my God, bro. That's all like, of that. The Jermaine O'Neal punch is top 5 punches in American history. The fact he slid and connected with that man so smooth. How is that man alive today?
That man said if I didn't slide, he might have been dead. I'm like,
how is he not dead now? The punch was still, bro. Did you not see the punch, G?
He said if I didn't slide, that man. He said if I didn't slide, I might have been in jail. Like, God damn, bro. How are you trying to hit that man? But I feel him. He's like, we was fighting for our life.
Gee.
I feel him though. Ron Artest, like, we was mad as hell at Ron Artest. That man came in and said, you think we gonna get in trouble?
Gee, what do you mean you think we gonna get in trouble, bro? But like, as media, what do you do after that?
Laugh. Like, I'm in the stands like that. Ain't low key.
Crazy,
I mean, now shit. I'm like, oh. No, I'm like that picture of you at the practice. Like, I'm gonna go. Oh shit, gotta get it. But shout out to the app Mob Crush. We're streaming live on Mob Crush. We're streaming on Twitter live, Twitch, Facebook, all of that. But let's go ahead. We've been talking about Clippers and Media Day and all that stuff. Let's actually talk about the Pacific Division in the NBA.
How it started.
What team do you want to... How you going to start without me, bro?
I didn't start. The fuck? No, I'm saying, like, we did our Clippers one already. We already kind of, like, started it.
Did we do that, though? Preview. Huh? No, we got to do an official one. Come on, let's got to go up. Let's go. Warriors first. Who you got?
Warriors first?
Warriors first. Why not?
Oh, my God.
You scared?
Fucking sit through this.
You scared?
All right.
You scared?
So, for the Warriors, right? I think Steph will have a great year. I think D'Lo's gonna have a great year. I don't know who they're gonna guard, but same time, I think that I think the best defense the Warriors can play is Steph and D'Lo on offense. I think that's the best defense they can play. As in, you think that you're gonna like wear the other opposing backcourt down just because they gotta guard you for 48 minutes. So I think that. I don't think this year is the championship year for the Warriors. I do think they'll have a good team, though. I do think that as long as they can stay healthy, they'll be like a 50-win team.
The Warriors got Marquise Chris?
Since when?
They say he on the roster.
That's a good pickup for them. I don't think that they'll be a 50. I think they'll be a 50-win team. I don't think that they're a championship contender, but I think that when you look towards next year, it's like, okay, yeah, next year is a year where you like, you know what, Klay gonna be a year healthy off the ACL. I think Klay will come back. But my thing with Klay is his defense, not so much his offense. He still has to come back and be the same level defender that he was prior. Mm-hmm. I mean, you looking at, especially when you lose KD, Draymond's getting up and older, Steph is getting up and older. I think Steph is it's like a decent, solid defender. You're not just going to hold Steph, but same time, Steph is what, 31 next year. No, but he's
32
he's turning 32 in March. The year after, he'll be 33. Steph is getting up in his 30s now. He's a guard, so Klay still needs to come back and play the same level of defense that he played before, especially with the ACL. ACL affects your lateral movement. Not really like you going straight forward, but like your lateral movement. To play defense, you got to move laterally. So I don't think this year is the championship year for the Warriors, but I do like the roster that they put together. They got a lot of guys who can dribble and shoot. And I think that what you saw in the finals last year was, even though the other guys were hurt, they didn't have so many guys who could dribble and shoot. Even a guy like Jordan Poole, a guy like Alex Burke. All the guys who can dribble.
Glenn Robinson
III. All guys who can dribble and figure it out on their own. Sean Livingston, unless he in one spot, can't really dribble and figure it out on his own.
Yo, shout out to Sean Livingston, bro. Thank you for being one of the greatest Warriors in history. Thank you for being one of the biggest inspirations in NBA history. Like, if you were alive to see Sean Livingston hurt his ankle, I'm sorry, not his ankle, his leg, and literally tear it, and like his shit was like backwards. And you know how a leg go. It don't be like this. It was like that on national television.
His knee. His knee was in the back of his knee.
No, but it's
disgusting.
No, his leg was still like this though.
Nah, bro, it's his knee.
His leg was still crazy though.
Something was crazy.
No, his whole leg was like this.
I don't know. Don't pull it up.
Nah, I don't want to see it now.
Stop, bro. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I'm
not gonna show it to you, Sean.
Anyway, regardless, I'm happy that they picked up people who can dribble and shoot, and I think that that's gonna help them a lot. I don't think that. Again, I don't think that they're a championship team.
He was a Clipper too.
He was a Clipper.
Could you imagine covering that?
I don't think that they're a championship team this year, but I do think that in 2 years, when you look towards 2021, 2020, I think that's when you like, yo, this Warriors team, like, they're back. So we'll see.
You want to see it?
No, I don't want to see it, G. Stop, bro. Stop trying to show me. Come on, G. Stop, bro.
Heavy on throw up on the set. All right. But for me, obviously, Warriors fan, Chicago Bulls fan. Been watching the Warriors since since 2004. Been a Bulls fan my whole life. Born and raised in Chicago. Number one, the Bulls aren't gonna be any contenders this year, but the Warriors, we will be. We're back. Now I'm looking at this roster. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Ain't no way around it. Kevin Durant was there. Klay Thompson was there. Klay Thompson is hurt. Kevin Durant is hurt but gone. Being third eye bros with with Kyrie. Same person. Kanye was Kyrie Irving. Kanye.
That's the name of this episode. Kanye is Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie West. Put that man on
Kyrie West.
Kyrie West. Kyrie West. But we're still gonna be championship contenders. I'm going to be honest with you. Do the Warriors make the finals? Of course, the fan in me wants to say yes. But realistically speaking, from a basketball analyst standpoint, I think the furthest that we could make it without a healthy Klay Thompson would be the second round. Okay. But I do think that if Klay Thompson comes back in March and he looks to be somewhat healthy, even if he can give the Warriors 60% of what he has, that will be good enough for me because of the fact that I do believe D'Angelo Russell will be an all-star this year in the West. I repeat, D'Angelo Russell will be an all-star this year in the West. I repeat, D'Angelo Russell will be an all-star this year in the West.
I don't think he'll be an all-star, but I think
D'Angelo Russell has a year in which he averages 23 points per game. He averages 7.3 assists per game. And he shoots about 46 to 48% from the field and about 36 to 39% from the three. I think that D'Angelo Russell is going to be in the best possible position that you could have ever put him in, right? He got to play with Luke for 1 year, right? Before he got traded. Was it 1 year?
Yeah.
Luke ain't Steve Kerr. You like to disrespect Steve Kerr. We're not gonna argue about it, but you disrespect him.
No, I don't.
You do. You keep saying what he got to do with another roster. He did it with 3 different rosters. You can't tell me the Bulls did it with 2 different rosters and then sit up here and say, oh, well, he only did one roster. No, he didn't. He did it with multiple rosters.
But
listen, I said I don't want to talk about this. Okay. We talk about this. D-Lo's gonna be an all-star.
What the Bulls did is not why Phil Jackson the greatest coach ever. It's about doing it. It's about doing it beforehand. Then you win the rings with the Bulls. Then you go to the Lakers, win those rings. Then you
beforehand. What happened beforehand?
He still had consistent 50-win teams. Changed the whole offense up. Brought something you had never seen to the NBA.
Okay, you talking about beforehand with the Bulls? Okay,
then
that was really text winning. But
look, then you win 50. Well, no. Then you win 3 games. Mike retires. Win 56 games. Damn near get to the conference finals again. Mike comes back. You win 3 more rings.
I mean,
then you leave.
KD retired for the Warriors.
But listen, then you leave, get another 3-peat. Then you leave again, come back and repeat. That's why Phil one of the GOATs. Steve got to keep going.
No, he don't. Let's go. It don't matter. Still, Steph Curry is projected to be the starting point guard. I think Steph Curry, as I said early in the show, has the potential to win his second unanimous MVP. I think he does. I think
they gotta win so many games.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Not really.
You're not giving nobody unanimous.
How many wins do you think the Warriors could get maximum this year?
54.
So imagine they get to 63. and he at the helm of that, putting up numbers he did in his unanimous
why.
MVP, giving you 30, shooting 90, 50, 40 per game.
Here's why. Because you got people like, for instance, Giannis. Giannis gonna take some votes away from Steph, bro. Giannis gonna take some votes.
Okay, fine. MVP, listen, I don't care. We're here. We're here.
That's not happening.
Wardell, Stephen Curry, we're here.
Giannis gonna get some votes.
We're here.
AD gonna get some votes.
He ain't going nowhere. We're here.
AD gonna get some votes. He not gonna.
AD can get all the votes he want. We're here.
He not unanimous MVP.
We're here. AD ain't getting more votes than that man in the All-Star game. We're here. We're here.
Okay.
We ain't going nowhere. Never lost.
Can you continue with your preview?
Point is, the thing that worries me for this team is Alfonzo McKinney starting at small forward. Alfonzo McKinney is someone who I actually went to high school with. I think his freshman year at the school I went to, he was there. So he's someone who I root for because he's from the crib. I've always rooted for him. But being a starting small forward for the Warriors, he has to come back this year and literally be Harrison Barnes light for them to even continue to stay in that span in which they can continue to compete. I think D'Angelo Russell will be great. I think Alec Burke could wind up stepping in and sneaking and taking that role from him. I look at a guy like Marquise Chris. If he comes in and he starts playing decent, maybe you might want to put Draymond at the 3 and I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass. You need who's gonna be the 3? Who's gonna be the 3 for this team?
Not Draymond.
Why not? Why?
No,
I'm dead ass. Why?
No, he can't play the 3.
Why?
G. He gotta go back to shooting a better percentage to play the 3, G.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
Motherfucker, you gonna run out Steph Curry. Listen, just real quick. Listen to what you just said.
I know what I just said.
Steph Curry, D'Angelo Russell, Draymond Green, Marquise Chris, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Bro,
you know how many people we gonna throw at them 2 men?
What you mean? You've been one of the main ones telling me for years Marquise Chris was gonna be decent.
Yeah, catching lobs. He can't stretch the flow.
That's fine.
You got the same issue that you had in the finals.
I told you Draymond got to get better anyways. Did I not? If Draymond shoot less than 35,
that is a terrible lineup.
Draymond shoot less than 35% from 3 this year, it's a problem.
Lineup. That is
not a terrible lineup. No, it's not.
That's a terrible lineup.
No, it's not. You got to hold over until Clay get back.
Here's my
when
thing.
When Clay get back, then you can put Clay and everybody go to their natural spots. Clay ain't back.
Also, here's my thing with D'Lo, right? I wonder what D'Lo's future in Golden State is going to be. Reason being is because, again, Klay Thompson, especially with KD being gone, with Iggy being gone, with some of your better defenders being gone, Klay Thompson really has to step up and be an all defensive defender every single year.
No, he doesn't.
He got to make the team every single year. Again, you lost 3 out of your best 5 defenders.
One injury. You didn't lose him. He's injured.
No, you lost KD. You lost you lost 2 out of your best 4 defenders. You lost Iggy. You lost KD.
And who else?
You lost Iggy and KD.
Be all right.
So you lose 2 out of your best 4 defenders.
KD was smooth defensively.
KD was smooth defensively.
KD was smooth defensively, but outside of his second year going to say he wasn't changing the game defensively.
But look, listen. But the thing about KD is still 7 feet. So you have to at least especially want to help account for that man.
I swear I think that's KD.
So again, when it comes to it, the thing about Klay is he cannot lose a step defensively. He can't lose a step defensively. So I think that the thing about D'Lo's future is if Klay isn't the same defensively, then you have to go out and get defense. There was a rumor in which D'Lo wanted to go to Minnesota. There are some people in Minnesota. Robert Covington is a guy you may look to get. Like Robert Covington, again, I still think Wiggins has a future. I still think Wiggins is decent.
I swear to God.
Wiggins at the 3.
Stop. Don't say another word. Literally. I swear to God, Bob Myers, if you trade for Andrew Wiggins, I'm never rooting for the Warriors again. Continue. I swear to God. Listen to me.
Also, hold on.
Steph Curry is dead to me if you trade for Andrew Wiggins. I'm dead ass. Don't do that. Do not. Bob Myers, don't you do that shit.
Listen real quick. They also have Jared Culver.
Don't do that. Bob Myers, if you trade, I swear to God.
They also have Jared Culver. They also have some guys. So it's like that's a deal that maybe could be 2 years in the workings if Klay doesn't come back. And he's not the same defender that he is that he was before he left. But again, when they all get back, you talk about that 3-headed monster. I played them on 2K the other day. Like, man, when they get up and run down the court, threes fly. So I think they have to restructure their bench. Hopefully Jordan Poole can give them something. Hopefully the guy Eric, I forget his last name, but the rookie that they picked up, I think from Villanova. Hopefully he can come in and be like a Draymond type player. Yeah. Hopefully they can resurrect Willie. Well, I don't think Cauley-Stein's career is dead, but hopefully they can do what Hopefully they can do for Willie Cauley-Stein what Chris Paul did for Tyson Chandler. You know who Tyson Chandler was when he went to New Orleans and who he was when he left New Orleans. You were thinking Tyson Chandler was a guy who was on his way out the league when he left the Bulls and went to New Orleans. Then he get a deal. From the Mavericks. So hopefully. I really don't think that's bro, man. Y'all just be messing with bro. That's not that.
I'm not messing with bro.
That's
very specific.
That's
a very specific comment.
That's not that.
I've tagged this man in a lot of posts.
That's not that man.
I've tagged him in the post. By the way, NBA players, I'm not running from you. When you see me in person, you will see me. You can come up to me and talk to me. We can have a discussion. Oh, the stream it don't matter. Still, we can have a discussion. When you see me, you will see me. We can have a discussion. I don't care. When you see me, you'll see me. You KD, when you see me, you'll see me.
I don't think that's that man. That man is down. I don't think that's that man. I highly doubt it. But that's my Warriors season preview. So again, if I had to put a forecast on it, I would say anywhere between 50 to 53 games. I think that they could make the second round. They can even make a conference finals run depending on who they run into. But if I had to put it on it, I would say, depending on who they match up against, first or second round exit for the Warriors. But they will not be an easy out at all. They 100% will not be an easy out.
First or second round, huh?
First or second round exit. They won't be an easy out. Why we
exiting the first round?
Just depending on matchup.
When you seen us exiting the first round, who we exiting the first round to?
Yeah, I think you can exit
I'm asking you.
Listen. I think the Blazers. I think the Blazers are our team. I think that I do.
The Portland Trailblazers.
Yes.
The team that lost a 17-point lead versus us. We gonna continue.
Yes, the Blazers.
I'm listening.
Maybe the Nuggets.
You on that dope?
Nuggets.
You on that book of sugar?
The Jazz actually. The Jazz. I think they could be I think the Rockets will be a very interesting series though. Warriors Rockets. I think they'll be an interesting series. I think if they get matched up against the Clippers, I think the Clippers would.
The Jazz.
What?
The Jazz.
Yeah.
Dead ass.
Yes.
Like not even no cameras.
Yes.
Not even no cameras. Dead ass. I'm dead ass. No.
Yes.
Not no cameras. Dead ass.
Yes.
The Jazz.
Yes.
The Jazz.
Yes.
The Jazz.
Yes.
Donovan Mitchell eliminates Steph Curry.
Yes.
Donovan Mitchell eliminates Klay
It's
Thompson?
not just about Donovan Mitchell.
The Jazz, G.
Yes. It's not just about Donovan Mitchell. Yes.
You serious?
Yes. I am. Yes. Yes.
Bet $100 right now the Jazz don't beat the Warriors in the playoffs if they play each other. No, right now. Alright, cool. I want my fucking $100. Fuck out of here.
So the Jazz.
Fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Actually.
What's wrong with you?
Actually.
Easy money.
Warriors Lakers.
Easy money.
Warriors Lakers would actually be a very interesting series. Because again, I think it's a battle between perimeter and interior, and
you just really said that shit. With a straight ass face.
Yes,
on
bro.
HoopsNBrews.
Yes. I think the Jazz have a good team. I think the Jazz have a really good basketball team. I think the Jazz have a really good basketball team. You just do not rock with Donovan Mitchell.
You out of your goddamn mind.
Have a really good basketball team.
Donovan Mitchell eliminates Steph Curry, D'Angelo Russell, and Klay Thompson.
It's not just about Donovan Mitchell. It's not just about Donovan Mitchell. Mike Conley's there. Bogdanovich is there. Gobert's still there. Hopefully he added some post moves to his game, so we can actually score the ball.
Alright.
But yeah, regardless though, I think that it's not so much about this year for the Warriors, but about the year after that. I think that's the year you target and you like, you know what, we back in our championship swing. Who are we going to next?
Enjoy this.
Lakers.
No, let's talk the other weak team in the division. Let's talk the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns, 35 games this year at best. Devin Booker still not an all-star. Trade Devin Booker next offseason, and that's really all I got to say. Give DeAndre Ayton the ball. I think Ricky Rubio will, but give DeAndre Ayton the ball. 35 wins, that's about where it begins and where it ends.
I think the Suns win 35 games, but I think that 35 games is very, very enjoyable to watch. I'm just happy the Suns finally have some direction about where they're going with their franchise.
I swear to God, bro. What?
I think they finally have a direction. I think picking up Ricky Rubio, they've been struggling to find a point guard for a very, very long time. They now have one. Tyler Johnson's contract ends this season, so that's $19 million that they will have on their books. for next year, as in will free up on more of their books for next year. You give Aiden another season, and think about Aiden was if he got the ball more, I think he very well could have had a 20-10 season. So I think that's why him having Rubio there is great. I think Devin Booker will continue to improve. I like the guy they picked up, Cam Jackson. I think it's his name, Cam Jackson from North Carolina. To me, he seems like, I'm not calling him Klay Thompson, but he gives me Klay Thompson type vibes. He's a very, very good shooter. He has good Klay size. Thompson. What? I didn't say Klay Thompson couldn't play basketball.
You don't like him though.
Anyway, he gives me Klay Thompson type vibes. I think that he has good size. He has a good form. He can shoot the ball. Also, they picked up Saric, who is still very, very. I think Saric is like 24 years old himself. Who I like. They also have Aaron Baines. So I like what the Suns did this offseason, and I think that they will be a much, much improved team. Again, I don't think it's playoffs. I think there's still some years. Oh, and also they have Monty Williams as a coach, a very, very well-respected guy around the league, and I think that he can.
Shout out to our, Monty Williams. Still condolences to your family. Yeah. In regards to your wife, this tragic accident. Obviously, go ahead.
And I think that he can come in and just finally instill some culture there, man. Like they've been lacking culture pretty much since Steve Nash left. Like, since Steve Nash left, the Suns have been pretty much in limbo. That's literally a whole decade, basically. Mm-hmm. So the Suns have been in limbo for a whole decade. I'm just happy that when I look at the Suns roster, I'm finally like, okay, I think I know what y'all trying to do. Mm-hmm. I think I have an idea about what y'all trying to do. So again, I don't think that, and also they retained Kelly Oubre, which I like. I think Kelly Oubre played well for them at the end of last season. I actually thought they got better at the end of last season, but Devin Booker still missed some time, but I thought that they got better with the acquisition of Kelly Oubre. Again, Mikal Bridges is there. Off of one more year, they picked up Frank Kaminsky. So again, look, I'm just finally happy that when I look at this team, I think they have a direction. And again, I'm with you, 30 to 35 wins, but I think it will be a very enjoyable 30 to 35 wins to at least watch. And if you're in Phoenix, you should be excited that you, again, finally just have a direction, bro.
Look, I'm going to be honest. As I said before, 35 wins. But I think that the only way for the Phoenix Suns this season can be salvageable is for you to actually see what DeAndre Ayton is made of. And I don't know if their organization is at the point at which they are built and equipped to show me what he's made of. I think that a lot of it with them is trying to force it to Devin Booker because he's kind of the Kobe of their franchise. But I think what they need to realize is that they have a David Robinson in their franchise. And David Robinson developed a lot quicker, a lot stronger, a lot bigger, a lot faster, a lot more moves, a lot better on defense, faster.
David Robinson also came in at like 24.
It doesn't matter. I don't care. DeAndre Ayton is a gazelle out there.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's David Robinson.
He don't have to be David Robinson. He really don't.
I think David Robinson is.
He really don't. He can be a David Robinson build with a fucking he can be a David Robinson build with a Patrick Ewing inside play and beyond 12 feet play more like a Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and I'll be perfectly fine.
No, I think that
I'll be perfectly fine with it.
I think Ayton is a 20-10 guy for a decade in the league. I think he has Hall of Fame potential, but I don't know if Ayton to me is like game changing, like completely like groundbreaking and game changing.
If you have Hall of Fame potential, you game changing to me. What?
I don't know if everybody in the Hall of Fame is groundbreaking and game changing.
Tracy McGrady, Scottie Pippen.
Pippen's cold.
Game changing. Scottie Pippen.
We never saw Pippen on his own for more than one season.
T-Mac.
I mean, if I went through the Hall of Fame,
T-Mac. Dominique Wilkins.
Paul Westphal, who in the Hall of Fame as a player.
Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique was not hard, but he ran. I think Dominique was hard, but he ran into some great teams. Like everybody in like the Hall of Fame is not like Robert Parrish. Is Robert Parrish groundbreaking and game changing?
I mean, it depends on who you ask. If you from Boston, yeah.
I don't think no. Bird was. Parrish was nice. He was dope. He was hard.
So he's not a Hall of Famer.
That's not what I'm saying. You don't have to be a generational talent and not be in the Hall of Fame.
Then you can still be groundbreaking. That's what I'm saying, fam.
I don't know if Ayton is that, but I do think Ayton is a really, really good player. And again, I think that Ayton will average 20 and 10 for a decade. But I don't know if he's that
all right.
Hakeem, that You could argue David Robinson wasn't groundbreaking. Some people would argue with you with that.
That's a lie.
Some people would argue with you. Some people would argue with you.
It's a lie.
Some people would say Hakeem was, but he wasn't.
One of the best interior defenders to ever play basketball. A force. A guy who beat Shaq out for the scoring title in the league.
Okay.
A great defender. Great shot blocker. And an all-around team player.
Okay.
You can't get no more better than David Robinson in terms of being one of the guys. He might not have been the guy, but he's one of the guys.
Yeah, one of them,
He's top 10, top 12.
Whatever?
Yes. Top 15.
That's fair.
I'm not putting him outside of my top 15. Period. I'm not.
That's fair.
I'm not.
That's fair.
Period.
That's fair.
So he's one of the guys.
But listen.
He's not Tim Duncan, but he's still one of the guys.
Listen, I don't know if Aiden is that good. But I do think Aiden is a 20-10 guy for a decade. But again, I think that having Monty Williams there, and I think he signed on for a minute. I think he signed on for like 3-4 years too as well. He's not going to be like the last coach who you had who was from Europe, came over, coach 1 year, now he's gone. He's not that. So you got a guy who's well respected with a young team that you finally got. You got Rubio, he's a veteran. You got even Tyler Johnson, he's somebody been in the league 5 years. You got
Tyler Johnson is a guy
that's
going to be my sleeper for like really being a great player this year. I think he could wind up low key averaging like 18 off this. If depending on where he is.
No,
I'm dead ass.
18,
Watch.
no. 12, sure. 18.
Is he coming off the bench or is he gonna start?
Bench.
I think he could. Okay, not 18 off the bench, but he could give you 14 off the bench.
Debatable.
I think give you 14 off the bench.
Like it. 14 is a little more debatable.
I didn't know where he would be in. I forgot about Devin Booker. My bad.
No. But yeah, I think that you finally have a direction in Phoenix, and you just have to be excited about that. More than anything else, again, I think you're just happy that when you go to a Suns game, it's like, okay, I know what you're trying to do. I felt like for a decade you had no idea what they were even like. They had what? Dragic, Bledsoe, and IT. What are you trying to do?
Nothing.
Like, what actually are you trying to do?
Lose. Fuck everything else.
Then when you pick
lose.
Then when you pick Dragan Bender and Marquise Chris 4 spots away from each other, what are you trying to do?
Lose. I just told you.
So it's like, I'm just happy again that when you look at Phoenix, you look at their roster build, and hopefully when you see them on the court this year, it's like, you know what? I know what y'all trying to do. So again, I wish you like 35 wins, but I think it will be for somebody who is a West Coast guy. Stay up on the West Coast.
I'm not watching.
I live on the West Coast. If I see a Suns game on, I'll cut it on, and I'll probably enjoy the product that's on the court this year.
I'm not watching this shit. But all right, moving on to the next team, the Sacramento Kings. What was my hot take before the show?
They could win the division.
It's a hot take, but it's a hot take.
Shut up.
This Kings team is a team to me that...
Tell a lie. I know you lying.
I'm not.
This Kings team is a team to me
This Kings team is a team to me that if they could put together all their potential, I would not be surprised if they stole away the division.
Yeah, I would.
I think that this is a year in which we could see disastrous seasons from both the Lakers and the Clippers, and from all three. The Lakers, the Clippers, and the Warriors. All three of those teams are one key injury away from being in the middle of the pack.
Every team.
No, that's can't agree with that.
Giannis go out here.
I can't agree with that. They in the East. They in the East,
bro.
The 76ers one player away from being out of the. No, they're not.
But look, the Sixers might have one of the best teams in the league.
We talking about the best teams in the league. I'm telling you that the Kings
I think the Sixers have
are
more
one or two players away from being injured. I think that the Kings actually do have a very solid core. But I think this is a core that can sneak up and take us a spot from the San Antonio Spurs. They can sneak up and take a spot from the Portland Trailblazers, who I think will be in that bottom 6 to 8. They can sneak up and take a spot from any of these teams in the West that's going to be from that 1 to 10 spot. I think Marvin Bagley.
From the 1 to 10 spot?
1 to 10. I think 1 to 10 in the NBA will be the teams that will be potentially making the playoffs. I think 1 through 6 will have potential to make the conference finals, and I think the Kings can finish from that 6 to 10 mark. And I think that it depends on how the season shakes out. I think if Marvin Bagley, realistically, to me, he could jump to being a 19-9 guy, and to me that helps him. Harrison Barnes, not a young guy, a veteran guy. He could finally come in and have the best year of his career. De'Aaron Fox. He could potentially come in and have finally the best year of his career, going into his third year. Be a borderline all-star guy. You got is it Bogdanovich or Bogdanovich? I'm not sure. Bogdanovich. I think
Bogdanovich.
I think it's Bodan Bogdanovich. It's Bogdanovich. He's a guy to me that can be that this is gonna sound like a wild reference, but if you don't know who I'm talking about, then this is why you don't know who I'm talking about. He to me can be an Austin Crozier who can dribble better and score slightly better. Do you remember Austin Crozier?
Yeah, that's just a wild comparison.
It's not a wild comparison.
Austin Crozier was a 4.
Huh?
Austin Crozier was a 4.
He would sometimes play the 3-2. But in his role, I'm talking about role. We're talking about specifically role. Austin Crozier's role on that team was to make open threes, open mid-range shots, and make his wide open shots. But Bojan Bogdanovich's role in this team is going to be the tertiary option on offense, meaning being a third, fourth option. He's going to have to make open threes, make mid-range shots, and make his shots when he's going to the basket.
I would have liked to say what Turkoglu was in Sacramento.
No, Turkoglu was 6'10", 6'9", 6'11".
Yeah,
his game was way bigger.
But so was Austin Crozier. Austin Crozier was 6'9", 6'10". And Turkoglu played more of a guard type, forward type thing, which is what Bogdanovich plays. Or you could say a better shooting Aaron McKee.
No, hell no.
I think that Bogdanovich will have the ball in his hands to facilitate sometimes. I think he'll be able to take it off the dribble. And I'm with you. I like the Kings team. I'm not going to go as far as you would say when you talk about you think that they could win the division. No, but I do like this Kings team.
And Crozier was still 6'10", 6'11".
Exactly, I told you. And I think for Luke Walton, I think you get another chance to do what you were supposed to be doing in LA, which is coaching a young team.
Yeah, but even Crozier's threes numbers, that's what I'm talking about. I specifically know what I said, though.
I know what you said, but
I specifically know what I said. No, it's not.
I'm straight on that.
No, it's not. Crozier in his best year rebounding, 6.4 rebounds. If Bojan Bogdanovich can go out there and hit, I know, bro. Turkoglu, no.
Why not Turkoglu?
Turkoglu's a different player, bro. Turkoglu's more of a point guard. I'm looking for Bagley and Fox to have the ball more than I'm looking for Crozier. Crozier was a fourth, third level player that played on the outside, that grabbed rebounds, made threes, and hit mid-range shots.
When you look at it as far as them on the perimeter, as far as being a ball handler.
I also said it was going to be a weird comparison, by the way.
But when you look at them on the perimeter as far as being a ball handler, you have really, I think Bogdanovich, De'Aaron Fox, and Corey Joe are your best ball handlers. And Fox can't have every single possession. So that leaves Corey Joe and Bogdanovich. Also, another pickup I like, Dwayne Dedmon. I think that really, really helps the Kings out.
Yeah.
I think he's actually probably going to start as I look at it.
Yeah, because
he's going to start and I think that opens the floor for De'Aaron. Honestly, you talk about.
I also forgot about Buddy. No, I'm sticking with what I'm saying.
You talk about All-Stars? I think De'Aaron could make his first All-Star appearance this year. It'll be tough.
No, he won't.
Very, very tough.
He won't.
But I think he could possibly make it for the All-Star appearance.
And then they win in the division.
No.
This team, the Sacramento Kings depth chart 1 through 10 is amazing. Even Yogi Ferrell, he's their 11th man. Rashawn Holmes is their 12th man.
They're at the point in their...
Caleb Swingerman.
This team is at the point where they haven't paid anybody yet. Like, they have no huge contracts besides Barnes. And that's not even that big of a contract.
Yeah.
They haven't paid literally anybody yet. Now, granted, I think this Kings team could end up sneaking in like the 7th or 8th seed. I think they could win 46, 47 games. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go with you and say they're going to win the division. But, again, I think for Luke Walton, you get a chance to redo what you did in L.A. Again, just like players, I think, real quick.
Never mind. Oh, hey. I take back everything I just said.
I think that
Luke Walton's their coach. They're not making the playoffs.
I think that just as...
I take back everything I said.
I think
not making the playoffs.
Luke Walton's their coach. Just as players... Coaches need time to grow, and I think that now being in Sacramento, being away from LA, being away from the spotlight of LA, not having LeBron there, being able to kind of like craft the team the way you want to craft your team, I think Luke will do.
I forgot Luke Walton was a coach. The Sacramento Kings will not make the playoffs. Forget everything I just said.
I'm gonna go. They could
forget every single last word I just said. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. They can win about 44 to 47 games. Again, they could maybe sneak a 7th, 8th seed. I still think they're a year away. I'm with you about Bagley maybe coming out and giving you 19-9 this year. I'm with you on that. I think if I'm De'Aaron Fox, I am trying to go out here and be an all-star. And I think if I'm De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield, I'm trying to be what John Wall and Bradley Beal were supposed to be.
I just remember Luke Walton, their coach.
Luke Walton is their coach.
I'm sorry. I take everything I said back. They're not making the playoffs. They won't even be competitive, to be quite honest. It'll be barely competitive. Luke Walton's not a good coach.
I think they'll be fine.
They made the biggest mistake. Next team, who you want to choose between? The Clippers, the Lakers, and I think that's it, right? Who you want to choose between? Clippers or the Lakers?
Lakers.
All right, let's go. Talk Lakers. Who do you think this year will be the key guy for the LA Lakers, and how many games do you think the LA Lakers will win this year?
Again, I think the key guy is Kyle Kuzma, which sucks that he's hurt right now. But I think that Kyle Kuzma is the key guy.
Okay.
I mean,
why?
obviously, like Bron gonna do what Bron gonna do, and obviously, AD gonna do what AD gonna do. But they need Kyle Kuzma to kind of be like that James Worthy type. In the mid '80s when you had Magic and you had Kareem, you still had a Worthy. You need Kyle Kuzma to be a guy where you look at the finals, he can come in and maybe give you 19, 20 points in a final series. Like, you need Kyle Kuzma to be that bona fide third guy. So I'm looking at Kyle Kuzma as like a huge, and again, it's not even more so offensively, it's defensively. Kyle Kuzma needs to step up defensively as well. Now, offensively, he has to hit shots, get buckets, keep his 17, 18, 19 points up, but defensively, Kyle Kuzma has to take a leap. Because again, at the end of games, I want to see a lineup of like Bradley, Green, Bron, Kuzma, and AD. Those type of lineups are like the lineups that I want to see at the end of games.
We'll see.
So again, Kuzma has to take a step up defensively, has to take it up on him to take that challenge, and I think a guy like Avery Bradley is huge as well. Because Avery Bradley is a guy who people have kind of forgotten about, but Avery Bradley has been on the all-defensive team. He's a pretty good three-point shooter throughout his career. If he can get back to who he was 2 to 3 years ago before he dealt with the injuries, and he's a guy who's looking to revitalize his career and put his names back in the mouths of the masses. Because again, when he was in Boston 2 years ago, he was a good player. Avery Bradley was a good player. Now, granted, look, Avery Bradley's
but 2 years in the NBA. Look, we've been covering the NBA. This will be our second year. It goes by fast.
He's been banged up.
It goes by fast, bro.
Look again.
I think we'll see. I really think we'll see. I'm not gonna sit up here and act as if I think we'll see. I'm
just saying this, right? When you look at the Lakers, they still win because I think for them, defense has to be the key. They're gonna score points. You have Bron, you have AD. You're gonna figure out a way to score points. If they're not a top 5 defensive team, it was a failure. They should be a top 5 defensive team in the league. There's no reason they shouldn't be. For one, they should win every rebounding battle. There shouldn't be a game they get out rebounded. You can put in Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis on the court at the same time.
Sorry.
The paint should be on lockdown. They should out rebound everybody and rotate that in with JaVale. They should and Bron go out and get 7 rebounds. They should out rebound everybody. And then on the perimeter, you have KCP, solid defender. Danny Green's been on the all-defensive team. Avery Bradley, he's been on the all-defensive team. Rondo is at least smart. I mean, obviously Rondo's not the defender that he once used to be, but Rondo is at least smart. They should have a top 5 defensive team. If they don't, it's a failure and it won't work. I think they will. Anthony Davis said that he wants to be the defensive player of the year. That should be his goal. He should make it a goal to win defensive player of the year, MVP, and whatever else. And also, if he holds himself to that standard, he can hold Bron to that standard. Because he can look at Bron and be like, hey, bro.
Can he?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
I think AD is, for all of the talk that we heard in Media Day in regards to I'm going to keep Bron and, AD, I'm telling them to put AD in the ball in AD's hands. I don't really think we're going to see that.
I do.
I don't.
I think what you're going to see.
Like, okay, how do you imagine this Lakers offense running?
Through AD?
No, I'm asking you, like, in a perfect scenario, what's happening? Like, what is their offense? Coach Pavy.
I mean, I think that, they're going to start Rondo off top. So I think that, the thing about Rondo is Rondo, through the years, has improved his three-point shooting. Granted, it's still not great at all, but he can at least knock one down. He'll take it. As opposed to his Boston years, he wasn't shooting that shit at all. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're right.
He will shoot it. What did Rondo shoot from 3 last year?
It wasn't good, but continue.
Rondo shot from 3. I don't think it was like 29% though. He shot 35%. Taking 3 a game.
How many attempts?
Throughout the season. Now granted, Rondo was hurt a lot.
No, I'm asking you a question.
I know, Rondo was hurt a lot.
How many attempts?
Rondo took... What the total is that? Okay, scroll up some. Rondo took 142 threes.
Okay. Not upset.
And shot 35%.
Yeah,
basically...
Not great, but okay.
35... It's not great, but it's decent. Like, that's a decent 3-point percentage. So you can't just, like, literally walk away from Rondo and look at him shoot. True. So I think you come up, you know, get Ron off ball. Like, Rondo will probably bring it up, get Ron off ball, bring AD up, run, like, some type of pick and roll, some plays. Some plays you maybe run an ISO at the elbow for, you know, AD. And then when Bron goes to the bench, you run everything through AD. And you keep Rondo on the court. And then sometimes you stagger the lineups where you put Dwight on the court with... where you take AD off and put Dwight up there with Kuzma and then Braun run the offense, and then you just put Bradley and Green or Bradley and KCP out there, some lineups like that, you stagger. And then again, I think the end game lineup that I'm personally looking for is Avery Bradley, Danny Green, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma, and Anthony Davis. And if we get in the thing where we need some size, I would say LeBron James, who has it going between Bradley and Danny Green, KCP, AD, and Dwight Howard, or JaVale.
All right. I mean, look, I'm not upset at it. I don't agree with it, but I do think that the biggest Achilles heel for this Lakers team is the lack of depth that they have at the point guard spot. I think Alex Caruso is a guy that, although Lakers fans love him and they love to make jokes, and he's like their Brian Scalabrine. Brian Scalabrine wasn't that hard, fam.
You got Quinn Cook though.
Brian Scalabrine wasn't that hard,
Quinn
man.
Cook, though.
Have you heard anything about Quinn Cook all off season?
What does that mean? What are you really supposed to hear about Quinn Cook? Besides, like, Quinn Cook.
You told me you might start him before the season.
I mean, yes, if you had
you
to.
said that? Did it not come out your mouth?
Yes, but again,
I did.
But again, look, listen. If I start Quinn Cook, he's not playing more than 20 minutes a night.
Is that a fact though?
What?
Is that a fact?
Yeah, why would Quinn Cook be playing more than 20 minutes a night?
Why not? He's your starting point guard.
I don't think he's gonna start at point guard. I think Ron's gonna start at point guard.
I mean, no.
Personally,
I'm just saying.
Look,
you sit up here telling me no. My point is, you're talking to me. The Achilles heel for this team is their lack of depth at point guard.
I think.
Now, don't get me wrong. The Raptors might be wanting to tank toward the end of the season. Right?
Yes.
You might be able to get Kyle Lowry. You might be able to steal away DJ Augustine from the Magic.
Dragic.
You might be able to steal away Dragic. You might be able to even steal away a guy like Dame from the from the Blazers when they're like, yo, we built a new team. If the Blazers get out to a real bad start, if I'm the Blazers, I'm selling. We selling.
Dame not coming from the Blazers. But listen, I'm
just saying, it's a lot of talent to be had.
All you need out of your point guard from this team is to be able to stay in front of your man and knock down an open three.
But they don't have guys that can do that. That's what I'm saying, bro. They got tools that can do that, but them tools can't play point guard. We started off early in this show. You told me Landry Shamet might be able to play point guard. Who the fuck on the Lakers that's playing shooting guard can play point guard? Nobody. But Rondo's their only point guard.
Listen,
that was my biggest concern when you gave away Lonzo. Lonzo, to me, as I said a million times, was the key to that trade.
If I have LeBron James, who has been playing de facto point guard basically his whole damn career. If I have LeBron James, I think I can be able to supplement.
Old, bro.
He can walk the fucking ball up court.
I'm not saying he can't walk the ball up court, but you're gonna have to think about him consistently running the offense night in.
He's not gonna be. But look,
if he telling me
he's not gonna be consistently.
He gonna have to be the one to get 80 the ball.
No, he's not.
Who the fuck get 80 the ball?
Listen, bro. Rondo, he's not gonna be consistently running the offense night in and night out. He's not. And also again, and also again, if I'm bringing the ball up court and running the ISO at the elbow for AD and walking to the other side of the court,
that's not happening.
It's gonna happen. What do you think is gonna happen?
It's not gonna happen.
Yes, it is.
When have you seen it happen on LeBron James' team?
When they play with
Kevin Love?
Kyrie.
Kyrie perimeter play. Anthony Davis playing in the front court.
Yeah, but the way AD plays is yes, but
up.
Yes, but look, the way AD plays is more.
So because you saw AD run the point guard in 2K, now all of a sudden AD gonna run the ball.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Look, chill. Listen, you seen moments in which even Brian alluded to at his press conference, like, yeah, I've told, Kyrie's a great player. Sometimes we just run stuff through Kyrie, and I'll go over here. You will see. Now, granted, it will look different. He won't be all the way out on the perimeter like Kyrie was, but you will see times where in a high post, which is where AD can really dominate, that about 16-foot range in which they will give the ball to Anthony Davis. They will walk away from that man and watch that man go to work. You will see that on certain plays.
The floor spacing is not going to work out.
I disagree with that.
Then where's everybody going to be at?
Listen.
Okay, fine. Same point KD makes. That's going to work for the first 2 rounds. Conference finals.
Not exactly. It's a little bit more unpredictable. Here's why. Because you're relying on one-on-one creativity. So you don't know what somebody else is going to do.
Yeah, but at that point, Anthony Davis is going to have to go up against some of the best defenders in the NBA, including Al Horford, Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He's not going to get to the finals.
No, conference finals and finals.
Yeah, but that's finals.
Draymond Green is still exists, motherfucker.
Okay.
We getting back to the conference finals.
Okay.
So you got to play us. Draymond Green be treating Anthony Davis like he his son.
Yes, but the thing about Draymond Green on this team now is he's going to get overpowered with size. Even look at who's like.
How? Willie Cauley-Stein still 7 feet tall.
I got Dwight and I got JaVale though.
Who do you trust more? I play with Dwight.
Who do you trust more?
I play with JaVale.
Who do you trust more?
Neither one of them.
Over Cauley-Stein, bro?
Neither one of them.
You're lying. You're telling a lie.
Defensively?
You're telling a lie.
Defensively, I'm going to trust them.
You're telling a lie.
Offense also got to exist. Willie Cauley-Stein for the past 2 years in the NBA has been one of the worst shooting big man field goal percentage-wise in the paint. Did you hear what I just said?
Yes.
That's facts. Go look it up.
Yes.
Willie Cauley-Stein for the past 2 years in the NBA has been one of the worst big man shooting on
who
layups.
Are you trusting more?
What the fuck are you expecting him to go out and do better this year?
So listen, who are you trusting more?
You get layups and lobs from me and Steph Curry and fucking D'Angelo Russell.
And look, JaVale and Dwight doing the same thing. Catching lobs and offensive rebounding.
Look, I got mad respect for JaVale McGee, but JaVale McGee last year showed his has some problems. You have to worry about those.
But listen, now you also have Dwight. But look, bro, now you also have Dwight. You're not
Dwight. How you know Dwight gonna be healthy?
He'll be fine. He's playing like 15 minutes a night,
bro. When Dwight wound up playing more than 20 minutes a night, you remember this conversation. When the Lakers wind up losing,
he should.
They have no goddamn point guard. But this conversation.
But look. Here's the thing with Dwight. Everybody think Dwight is some washed up guy. I don't. Even last year, limited minutes, he still gave you 12 and 10. The year before, he was giving you like 15 and 10.
He got to fit in.
He'll be like, look, the thing about...
He got to fit in, though, don't he?
Listen, bro, the thing about Dwight is I think he's been humbled enough, and Anthony Davis doesn't like playing center. If AD wanted to play center, I would have more doubts about it. But AD doesn't like playing center. You can find 10 to 15 minutes a night for Dwight Howard at center. And if need be, I think Dwight can play more. That's just me. Look, I think this Lakers team will be fine. My thing about the Lakers is they need to be a top 5 defensive team, and the guards have to defend. If the guards can go back to playing, if Avery Bradley can go back to being a very good defender, a good to very good defender.
Playing time on the Clippers.
And Gerald, what? He was hurt. He was hurting. He's healthy now.
Okay.
So we'll see. And actually, no, he was starting on the Clippers for a while. They just traded him to Memphis to get cap room. But look, for cap room also.
You good enough to stay on the team you get traded for cap room?
He had a team option. So I'm declining so I can get that $10 million.
Exactly. He's not that good.
No, because
now he's 12 feet away from the locker room.
No, because
12 feet away.
No, because look, the Clippers had a master plan to bring in 2 guys.
I feel you.
So we got to get Avery Bradley $12 million off the books. And we trade him to Memphis, and Memphis is like, yo, we're rebuilding, so I want to get your money off the books. It don't mean you can't play. I'm just not trying to pay you $12 million.
We'll see.
Because I'm rebuilding. So again, I think they have a good team. If I'm looking at the Lakers, if I had to put a win total on it, I would say 53 games. Could wind up anywhere from the 4th to the 1st seed. And I think they have real finals aspirations. And again, they should be a top 5 defensive team. If they're not, it's not going to work.
I think the Lakers will wind up winning 49 to 51 games. I think that they will be the 2nd seed through the 6th seed. I think if they fall anywhere where they do not get home court advantage, I think they're gonna be doing what I'm doing, and that's drinking and having fun. Because if they don't have home court advantage, I don't see them beating anybody. But the other part about it is, home court advantage versus the Clippers is really home court advantage for the Lakers. So all the Lakers really have to do is falling into a spot in which they have to play home court advantage on the actual road.
By the way, 49 to 51 games is not going to get you the second seed in the West.
Well, you just told me 53 games might get them the 1 seed in the West. So,
because I think that listen. I think that you will see at least 6 50-win teams.
No, you won't.
In the West.
No, you won't.
I think you will.
You won't. This ain't the WNBA.
Listen, I think the Warriors. What you had?
It's not the WNBA where the top teams go all win 20-some games.
Wait. Look, last year you had in the West, you had the Rockets won 50 games, the Warriors won 50 games, the Nuggets won 50 games, the Blazers won 50 games, the Jazz won 50 games. That's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you can see one more this year.
No, competition is way stiffer. It's not gonna happen.
Exactly what, but look, but it's exactly why I think you can see one more this year.
The Jazz not winning 50 games, so no, you're not getting 6. All right, bro.
I think the Jazz could win 50 games again.
Right, you real high on the Jazz. I can't wait for that.
No,
just like
look,
last year.
No,
you was real high on the Jazz last year. You know that, right?
Yeah, what they do? Lose to the Rockets. Okay, and I think that was Quinn Snyder's fault more than it was the Jazz fault. They had that man playing that man from behind.
So the Jazz could have won that series.
They could have actually. No, look, yes. Remember, I told you when they went up 3-0 and they lost that game. I think it was in Utah, and they came back to Houston. I said if Houston does not win this game, they might be the first team to lose a 3-0 lead. I remember telling you that. Yes. I thought the first 2 games the coach punted it with that terrible defensive scheme.
This y'all man's, but whatever.
I think that could have been a 6 or 7 game series. But the first 2 games the coach punted it trying to fucking play hard from behind. I ain't never seen nobody guard a man from behind. Fucking Gobert up the whole time because he got to come out and now all we're going to do is lob it over the top. If they had a better defensive scheme, I think they could have took the Rockets 6.
And this is your man's.
Yes.
Your man's.
No, so you think this defensive scheme Quinn Snyder came up with in game 1 and 2 was okay?
No, but they still would have got swept.
No, they wouldn't have. They didn't get swept last year. They didn't get swept, period.
I'm sorry. They still... Well, actually, I think if they was playing them regular, they would have got swept.
No.
I think you played them that way. He like, what the fuck are you doing? You supposed to be in front of me, not behind me.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, don't get me wrong. It didn't help them win. It hurt them in terms of them winning.
Okay, then.
But I do understand when you go with a scheme that's so unorthodox.
That shit not gonna work, bro. Literally. So basically,
of course we know it's gonna work.
So basically, look.
Okay, fine. They won 1 game last year, right?
What? Yeah. They could have won 2. Again, I told you. If they lost game, what was it? What's that? 5. I told you if they lose game 5, I could dead ass see the Rockets being the first team to lose a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to believe they're going to win the finals. But anyways, moving on. Next team, last team, Los Angeles Clippers. We talked about them earlier. We're going to make this short. We're going to make it quick. I think that the Clippers this year will win anywhere between 57 to 61 games this year. I think Kawhi Leonard, now knowing that Paul George will probably most likely be out until early November, it means that Kawhi Leonard will probably wind up winning the MVP this year or getting close to being the MVP. Obviously, I said Steph Curry earlier this year. I think will win the MVP and be unanimous MVP. He's my MVP pick all summer long. I'm not veering off of it. But if there is one guy that can't take away the MVP from him, it's Kawhi Leonard. I think Kawhi Leonard is primed to put himself in the top 15, top 20
Giannis,
conversation.
Fuck Embiid, fuck all of them.
Did you?
The only person that can do it is Kawhi.
Okay, bro, you the main one.
Fuck AD.
You the main one telling me that Giannis Giannis didn't deserve his MVP.
I didn't say he shouldn't have been second.
So shut the fuck up.
I didn't say he shouldn't have been second.
So shut the fuck up and let me finish.
I'm just saying.
So shut up and let me finish.
I said he should have went on hard. I didn't say he should have been second.
And let me finish.
I'm just saying.
Let me finish.
I'm just from saying. Like here to here.
I'm not going from
just because I say he didn't deserve it don't mean I don't think that he should have been second.
We talking about the Pacific Division.
I know
we're not talking about the Eastern Conference.
But you say unanimous MVP, but the Kawhi the only one who could do it, huh?
Yes.
Kawhi. Okay,
yes.
So not Giannis,
the Clippers,
not Embiid, not AD, nobody else besides Kawhi.
The reason why Giannis will not win MVP this year, and why I don't believe he will win MVP this year, and he will be top 5 MVP voting this year, is because of the fact that he's going to have to elevate his game 2 spots for people to look at him as elevating it as 1 spot. For most guys, they have to elevate it 1 spot. Even for Harden. Harden's a guy that has to elevate his game 2 spots for you to even look at him as elevating it as 1. LeBron is the same conversation.
Last year.
Kobe, no, he didn't. Stop it. Stop. We're not talking about that. Kobe has done it. LeBron has done it. Steph Curry has done it. Steph Curry's first MVP year, you could argue other people.
He shouldn't have won that shit.
Whatever. Second one, unanimous MVP. You could argue. You can't argue. You could argue. Oh, he didn't deserve unanimous.
You could argue the first one. The second one, you cannot argue.
The second one, you can't argue. Right? So I think that for Kawhi, this is going to be a year in which it seemed as though through this Clippers media day that he was 100% healthy.
Yeah.
I didn't hear him mention after the finals. We heard him say when he interviewed with Rachel Nichols, when he interviewed at the postgame, I'm tired. I'm hurt. I've been hurting all season. I'm just glad I can take a break. I didn't hear him mention injuries, being on load management, none of that this entire media day. So he's healthy. Paul George could be out anywhere between 6 to 12 games. That gives him a leg up. Steph Curry is the only other guy that he will have to face in this division that when it boils down to it, he will probably have to guard at the end of those games and situations.
He's not guarding Steph.
I think he will. I think in certain games in this season, at the end of the game, Klay Thompson is no longer there. I think you put Paul George on D'Angelo Russell. You put Patrick Beverley on D'Angelo Russell. And I think you tell Kawhi Leonard, go out and you keep Steph Curry from beating us. You don't have to slow him down. Keep him from beating us. I think Paul George will be the one that will go. I think last year with Dame, if you're Doc Rivers, you saw that he really can't guard those guys that are that small.
Yes, he can.
He's
had a bad shoulder.
No, he can't.
He had a bad shoulder.
It's not about what he did on offense. It's about, to me, more so what he did on defense.
I know he had a bad shoulder.
Yes.
But you got to think about this. If I'm running screens up and I have a torn labrum, am I really trying to run through screens with my shoulder?
But we're not talking about screens. I saw that man get cooked man-on-man defense numerous times in that series by CJ and Dame. It's not just about screens. Alyssa Thomas, 2 torn labrums, out there smiling, playing the Sparks. I don't want to hear that.
She's playing the 4 though.
I don't give a fuck. He gonna be playing the 3 to 4 most games.
Yeah, but if he
I don't care. He's gonna be playing the 3 to 4 most games. I just saw a woman that went out there that's in the WNBA finals with 2 torn labrums, smiling.
Guarding 4 to 5.
Smiling. Guarding the 4s and 5s. Smiling.
Guarding 4 to 5.
Smiling.
Guarding 4 to 5.
Smiling.
Guarding 4 to 5.
So I think Kawhi. I think in those situations, you're gonna put Kawhi on LeBron. You're gonna put Kawhi on Steph Curry. You're gonna put Kawhi on a Dame Lillard. You're gonna put Kawhi on them, and you're gonna tell PG guard a AD, guard a guy like a Draymond, guard a guy like a Klay Thompson, guard a guy like like a Ken Bazemore, guard a guy like a Evan Turner, Ken Bazemore for the Blazers. Guard a guy like Kelly Oubre. I'm sorry, he's in another conference. Guard a guy like Devin Booker. You're gonna put him on more of those guys. I think you're gonna try to curtail Kawhi for special defensive assignments. You said Zaza's a mercenary. Kawhi's gonna be a mercenary. And I think for the Clippers, that will get you to that spot where you can win 61 to 63 games. And I think if you're Kawhi Leonard, he comes off a championship. The narrative has never been better for Kawhi Leonard to come back and win number one, to win Defensive Player of the Year, but number 2, win MVP. He has a potential in which, the same way Daniel Bell said Anthony Davis could win the NBA MVP, the Finals MVP, and the Olympic gold, Kawhi Leonard can do the same thing. And Kawhi Leonard has a potential as the same as Anthony Davis to win Defensive Player of the Year. That's the part of this thing that makes it crazy. And if I'm them, it's Kawhi or bust. So 61 to 63 games, and if it's not that, Steph Curry's my MVP, unanimous MVP. Period. Go ahead. I'm done.
It's not a unanimous MVP. That's
I'm done.
But Clippers, I would say 55, 56 wins. I still think they're gonna low manage Kawhi a little bit. I don't think he's gonna go out there and play like 82 games. I think he'll probably end up playing somewhere about 68, 69 games.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna end up out there playing like 79. Why? Just
why not?
Because
Why not?
Because I think they have a team so good that first of all they're gonna stagger them. You'll probably never see too many games without at least one of them on the court, for the most part. One of either Kawhi or PG is probably always going to be on the court.
I kind of disagree with that notion, but go ahead.
I think in most games one of them is going to be on the court unless you see an issue where PG's actually hurt or where Kawhi's actually hurt and you want to give the other one some rest. For the most, unless it's like 3 games in 5 nights. Somebody got a sprained ankle. You know what, Kawhi, you sit down. You know what, PG, you sit down. Let the other guys take care of it.
Yeah.
So I think they'll end up winning about 55 to 56 games. Probably either finish first or second. I think I had the Rockets winning it, but either finish first or second.
You did have the Rockets.
I do. I still had the Rockets winning it. But again, who knows? Either finish first or second. But if I had to put it there, I would probably say second for the Clippers. But again, I think Kawhi is a real MVP candidate. I think they could possibly have 2 MVP candidates. Hell, who knows? The way Paul George made it sound like he said he was going to be ready for opening night, That's kind of how he made it sound.
Well, I'll put it this way: he made it sound that way, but separately to ESPN, he told them that he won't be. I mean, that he wouldn't be back to probably early November, mid-November.
Okay.
So that's anywhere between. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that Ramona Shelburne. Shout out to Ramona Shelburne. I will give Ramona Shelburne her credit. She is like. When Young Thug described the word slime, he talking about like drip and like his crew, whatever. Ramona Shelburne is like the embodiment of slime when it comes to maneuvering the NBA room. I mean the rooms and shit. I've seen her post game when KD dropped 50, walking down the hallway. KD's 7-foot frame. Ramona Shelburne walking, talking with the man. She just got away. She's the Pied Piper of the NBA. So I saw an ESPN report. I was like, damn, we ain't even hear that. We was there. So it'd be like that.
So regardless,
shout out to Ramona Shelburne.
I think that and again,
and Shelly Smith as well.
I think Landry Shamet is going to play a huge part in this team. Again, I can't say it enough. He shot 46% as a rookie, and even the way Pat Bear was talking about him, like the man didn't learn how to shoot. Like he learned how to shoot even better.
Crazy.
So I think he's going to be a huge part for this team. I think that he's JJ Redick with better defense. And if he's JJ Redick with better defense, Landry might come out here and get you like 16 tonight. Because again, he's gonna have so many open shots, bro. Especially like people are gonna come to Kawhi, people are gonna come to Paul George, people are gonna come to Lou Williams, and especially if Pat Bev can make himself respectable,
he will.
So it's like you can't just completely like leave Pat Bev over there. That means Landry with his movement is gonna get so many open shots.
There's gonna be so many misdirection, wide open threes for Pat Bev that I think that if he comes out and gives me what I think he's going to give me, which is around 33 to 37% from three, they will be fine. I really do. I think they're going to run a lot of misdirection pick and roll plays where you thinking you're going to dive with Paul George or Kawhi or Lou Will, and I think Pat Bev's going to sink out, do what he's doing, been coming around them screens usually, them pick and pops, hit him and work. I saw him practicing all season. I legit think Pat Bev is going to be that way, but even Landry, I agree with you, 100%. 100%.
Like now, if you talk about Scottie Pippen, I think that this season Paul George will play a lot like Scottie Pippen. I think that Doc will probably go back and watch a lot of old Bulls footage. I mean, even if you look at the guards they had like Craig Hodges, they had like Paxson, they had like Trent Tucker. Yeah. It's kind of like what you have with the Clippers. You know, you have even in the 96 Bulls, Ron Harper, you had Steve Kerr. Yeah. And it's kind of like what you have with that. And you just see how Scottie played. Obviously, I think Paul George is a better playmaker than what Kawhi is. I think Kawhi is your consummate forward.
Better playmaker than Scottie too.
I think that Kawhi is your consummate forward, and I think that Paul George, I mean, he's played anywhere from like 2 guard to 3 guard to, remember, he didn't want to play the 4, but Burns just said he played the 4. He didn't want to do it. So I think that he'll take on that role, and I think that this team will look a lot like the old Bulls. I really do. I think this team will look a lot like the 96 Bulls when it comes down to. Well, actually, more so. I would say the 91 and 93 Bulls. I think it'll look more like
Kawhi
that.
Kawhi and PG. You said LeBron and Kawhi, Scottie 2.0. Kawhi and Paul George, Scottie 2.0.
In theory, yes.
IRL. Kawhi and Paul George are Scottie and Mike 2.0 in real life. IRL. Real talk.
In theory.
That could be the name of that.
I don't know if this gonna be again. I don't know if they're gonna be as good as that group, but when you looking at it and you putting them together, that's what you're thinking about.
All right, I'm not upset at that. But all right, it's been obviously an action-packed episode of Hoops and Brews. Number one, shout out to the LA Clippers. My show, the new show in LA, which you want to be a guest on the new show in LA tomorrow?
Sure. All
right, which Pavy's gonna be my first official guest on a new show in LA, where we talk Clippers basketball. It debuts on Hoops and Brews channel. Obviously in the first couple episodes I broke down Patrick Beverley, I broke down the bench, and I broke down Doc Rivers. This episode we have plenty of media day coverage, so we're gonna talk about Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and how they fit within the scheme of this team. My first guest, Pavy, it'll be up. We have tons of footage from the Clippers media day. We have press conferences that will be up on the channel by the time you watch this officially. So make sure you check out those press conferences, share those. We got everybody from Rodney McGruder to JaMychal Green to Paul George to Kawhi Leonard to Patrick Beverley to Lou Will to Montrezl Harrell to Patrick Patterson to Mo Harkless. So we got everybody on the team. I also got an interview with the homie Big Was. I got the interview with the homie Leon, who shoots for Getty Images. I got an interview with the homie Cam Buford, Nick Hamilton. We're talking about Clippers basketball, who's the best team in LA. It's been your boy TPJ. Find me on Twitter, Instagram at RealTPJ. That's REELTPJ. I hope you guys enjoy the new graphics, the new design, courtesy of one rap extraordinaire, Pavy. Go ahead, get your plug in. Thank you for providing a great graphics package and really coming through with the real ideas. You brought a different light. Even me designing, I'm like, yo, we got to go to a new space. I feel like we went to a new space. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Go ahead.
As always, man. Again, hope you guys enjoyed the graphics. Hope it looks fun and cool for you guys. Follow me on Twitter at PavyWorld, PAVY World, all one word. Make sure you check out my new website, Pavers.com. I got the Girls Love Pavers tees. I still have a couple. Make sure you cop. You can find all my music on there. You can find Pavers Explain podcast. You can even find Hoops and Brews. You can find pretty much, it's like a one-stop shop for everything that I do. Make sure you check me out on Spotify, Pavy, Apple Music, Pavy, all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. And as always, thank you for watching Hoops and Brews. If you are over the age of 18 in Canada, over the age of 21 in America and Los Angeles, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. If you're under 18 in Canada, under 21 in America, you better not be fucking drinking. Don't do it. It's wrong. It's Hoops and Brews. It's a brand new season. We are here, 2019, 2020 basketball. Y'all saw us. If you've been watching us from the beginning, you saw us from when we was just recording, when I set the camera on my couch.
I remember that.
Now we covering NBA basketball games and NBA media days, WNBA media days, and we covering boxing now. All because the homies ain't want to let you on the pod. Shout out to the homies. We appreciate you. Seriously, thank you. This has been a new season. If you love us and you support us, when this episode drops on Monday, I don't care what you're doing, rewatch it, drop us a like, drop us a comment, please. I want you all to understand that every comment you leave, every like you leave, every retweet you give us, every video share you give us, every time you post it on your Facebook, every time you post a clip on your Instagram, every time you repeat, or reply to a tweet calling us idiots or whatever, you're helping to grow the brand. So when you drop a like on a video, or especially when we debut them on Mondays, usually when we do them on Saturdays or Sundays, it's for the fans, for the hardcore fans.
Nah, man.
So if you're watching us passively, drop a like on the video, drop a comment. We respond to every comment. I stopped responding to every comment because some of y'all, I realize y'all like to get my attention, so y'all just insult me. But I respond to most comments. Pavy responds to damn near every one of them. We like them, we see them all.
Regardless, just for one, I'm a fan of the game. Like I'm a reporter and all, but I'm not like, that's not what I do.
We Hoops and Brews. We don't call ourselves reporter. We Hoops and Brews from the start. Hoops and Brews. Hoops and Brews.
But like that's not what I do it for. Like I told you, we had a discussion. I do it for basketball knowledge. Like what I'm gonna do with this basketball knowledge one day, who knows?
My son gonna bust your son ass in the game though.
Whatever. But I do it for basketball knowledge. So me as a fan, like I'm just chronicling these moments as like a fan. And like me, just talking from my standpoint, I look at myself as like the bridge between like, players and like regular fans. So I try to like bring both sides into it. Whereas like to understand, just bring like even Nick said, the more human side.
That's what we started.
That's what we just bring like the more human side into it. So regardless, I just want y'all to realize like y'all are part of this too. We couldn't do anything that we do without you guys.
No.
Look, y'all are the subscribers, y'all watch the videos. Like anytime we submit anything to anybody, it's because of y'all work. So we appreciate all the support, and again, the more support you give us, the more things we can do, because that means the audience looks bigger, and that means we have more things to put on our deck, and more people will look at it and say, yo, we want those guys here. So the more that you support, and the more that you share things, the more that you have these conversations with your friends, even just offline in like everyday life, those things help. Those things help us out, and don't ever think that they're insignificant. So I just want to say thank all you guys, and I want it to be like y'all felt like y'all was at media day with us. So.
Yeah, make sure you watch the new show in LA tomorrow. That be Monday night, sometime, anytime after 7 o'clock. Usually is when I finish it. I'm gonna debut it. I'm gonna feature a bunch of clips. Me and Pavy gonna talk Clippers basketball. But yeah, man. And as Pavy said, supporting us. Patreon.com/HNB. That's where we do our thing. We have a Patreon page with a bunch of amazing perks, including coming to watch a Clippers game, in which you just have to pay to get here and for your hotel, and we will pay for you to go to the game, and we will sit there and watch the Clippers basketball game with you as Hoops and Brews, as well as just coming to be a guest. It's not about paying us to put money in our pockets. It's about continue to expand this thing. You know, everybody always say, oh, why you don't do this? Why you don't do that? Oh, but you guys at that event, it takes money. It costs for all this stuff. And we've been doing it because we love it, right? So we appreciate you guys. Please subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/HNB. And we look forward to just continue to really bring you guys amazing content this season. This is for the first time going into the season that I don't have like a quote unquote like career job. I've been freelance and doing editing. So like if things shake out the way they are and I'm still making money doing my freelance, I might be able to do this all season long, so we can finally see what it looks like when we both are able to put our energy into it. So it's really dope that we are, have been able to get to this place. And shout out to Dash Radio for allowing us to be able to be heard, by hundreds of thousands of people over the past couple of years. Shout out to MLG Highlights for, helping to give us a start on YouTube and helping us to give us a start in general. Shout out to the bro. Shout out to the LA Clippers. And yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here. Any final words? Hopefully you guys enjoy the new set, new design. We'll get up with you next week. Until then, it's been Hoops and Brews. Peace out.